Good evening, and welcome back to another weekend edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, thank you. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Thank you for finding the thumbnail and the title interesting enough to click on. And if you are a returning subscriber, you're my family, you already know. Welcome back. Welcome back. So tonight, I'm going to get us started with a little bit of royalty-free YouTube non-copyright flag warning friendly music while we wait for some people to join. And once we turn the music off, family, we're going to jump into this. We got some interesting topics to talk about tonight. I'm going to begin by showing you all an ad that will segue into what we're going to be discussing tonight. Neptune, Saturn, and the 0 degree. Why 2025 could be one of the most intense years in centuries. Hey, what's up, Bernadette? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm going to start us off with some music, family, as I always do. So stand by. Stand by. Nell Fox, 3333. What's up, family? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. While you guys are doing that, I am going to copy over a video to my computer here, because this is the one I'm going to be showing you guys tonight. And then we're going to be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being with me tonight. As you're coming in, y'all know the drill. Do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It's going to alert more people and let them know that we're live and broadcasting on this important topic tonight. Are y'all loving my new microphone? Because I am. I got to tell y'all, this is a treat. It picks up the music a lot better than the Blue Yeti I had. Matter of fact, let me turn it down just a little bit, because I don't have to have it so loud now. So, but yeah, it picks up the music a lot better. It does everything better. So I'm happy with it. I hope you guys are pleased with the sound. Switch the music up tonight because somebody from my team told me, hey, Matt, look, you're playing the same boring music all the time. I'm hearing it in my sleep. Switch it up. All right. So, you got to listen to your team. If you're a boxer and you're in the corner and your team is telling you how to knock that guy out or set him up for the knockout, and you don't listen and you get knocked out, you should listen to your team, right? So we're here, family. Thank y'all for joining tonight. Thank y'all for joining. Tap that like button for me. It's going to alert more people and let them know that we're coming in. We're going to be talking about a very important topic because it's coming to you, whether you like it or not. Y'all would not believe how many people still tell me that, oh, I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in that sign stuff. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to believe that the rain is wet, all right? But you go out there and see what's happening. It's the same thing going on with astrology. So this is basically astrology is nothing more than planetary weather. That's all it is. It's the weather of the cosmos. You can prepare for it or not. The weatherman tells you it's going to be snowy and you say, you know what? It ain't going to be snowy today. It's not going to be snow, ice, and sleet. And you get out there and, God forbid, slide off the road and get stuck. You probably should have paid attention to that forecast and prepared. All right. What did the Messiah say in the New Testament? He said, watch as well as pray, right? There's a lot that can go into that. Let me check and see what song is coming up next here. We're waiting for a few more people to join. Okay. A few more people are joining. We're going to get started. So, yeah, you got to prepare. Watch as well as pray pretty much is almost a similar instruction. It's like pay attention to what's going on around you so you will know how to pray. Prayer is nothing. Powerful prayer is activation. I tell you guys that all the time. You can pray and ask, but the more powerful version of prayer is activation, commanding what you will to happen. Okay. So anyway, we're going to be talking about what to do to prepare for what's coming up. What's up, Bella? Thank you for joining tonight. All right. I got 9 people in the chat. Y'all know that's enough for me. So I'm going to tune the music on down. Hey, no jokes about my New York Giants cup. All right. No jokes. I know the Giants stink. I know they stink. No jokes about the cup. All right. But if you want to joke, I'm going to joke with you because, if you're from New York, when your team is winning, the fans say, hey, let's go cheer for the Knicks. Let's go cheer for the Yankees. Let's go cheer for the Giants. Let's go cheer for the Jets. And when they're losing, they say, let's go boo the Yankees. Let's go boo the Giants. Let's go boo the Knicks. Let's go boo the Jets. All right. That's what's happening. Let me turn the music down, family, and we're going to get this thing started. All right, y'all. I got enough people in here. Let's get this started. All right, family. Hey, what's up, Lady Dagger Status? Thank you for joining. We got 11 people in the chat. And if you have not done so already, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. It's going to let more people know that we are live and broadcasting. Now, give me just a moment. Y'all know how it is. You content creators out there, I see y'all do it too. For some reason, when you're sitting down, maybe it's because when you're sitting, you're pushing your stomach up. I don't know if that's what causes it. But, and you're sipping tea or whatever, not really spilling any tea tonight. But I'm going to be talking about some topics that y'all are going to want to hear about. Neptune, Saturn, and the 0 degree. Why 2025 could be one of the most intense years in centuries. Now, y'all know I made some 2025 predictions last year, and so far they're holding up. But I'm seeing more things develop as I watch some of my favorite astrologers talk about these different transits. Y'all know my stick is natal chart astrology because I am big on knowledge of self. The more you know yourself, the better you understand yourself and others, the better you're able to interact with others and do it from a non-judgmental perspective. But for the transits, there are people out there that follow the transits, and they to me are my cosmic weathermen and weatherwomen. They are the cosmic meteorologists, if you will. Maybe that's where meteorology really came from, because there's no media in weather, right? Like, have y'all ever thought about where that term meteorology comes from and how it's applied to weather? I got to think now, just talking, that it probably originally had something to do with people tracking cosmic transits to let you know what the forecast is for the entire planet, not just the weather, right? Always wondered about that. Why are they not called atmospherologist, right? Why meteorologist? Think about that. That's a point to ponder. If anybody knows that, put that in the chat for me, okay? But anyway, y'all know I made some predictions that are holding up. I made a lot of predictions that had to deal with the energy of the number 9, primarily the freedom, the movement, the large population shifts, things of that nature. I talked about the North Node being in Pisces and how Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house, which is the bridge between heaven and earth, the bridge between the afterlife and the current life, the bridge between you today and the ancestors, all of that stuff, okay? We got that going on right now. We got a lot of that stuff going on. So far, my predictions have not missed, and we are 3 months into 2025, calendar year 2025, Gregorian calendar year 2025. But y'all, with this stuff I'm reading and paying attention to and picking up on, a lot of y'all are tapped in. A lot of y'all are super tapped in, and you feel these energetic shifts that happen in the planet, not always understanding why. Like, again, put it in the chat right now if you have been feeling drained for the last 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks. I know I have. I put it in the chat, but I'm saying it. So if you've been feeling drained, super tired for no apparent reason, I hit one of my homegirls up a couple days ago and say, yo, is it just me, or like, how long does it take you after you get up out of the bed in the morning, regardless of how much sleep you've had? Let's say you've had 8 hours. How much time does it take you after getting out of bed, putting your feet on the floor before it, shower, whatever you do in the morning? How long does it take you before you feel like you're ready to get right back in bed? How about my homegirl was like, yo, it takes me like a couple of minutes, literally after she leaves the bedroom, she's ready to get back in the bed. I thought it was just me. So y'all put it in the chat if that's y'all too. It has been nuts. It has been nuts, these energies that have been hitting the planet. But I'm gonna share some stuff with y'all tonight. And let's see, y'all know I always like to read the description box copy. And then this is pretty simple. And there's no notes because I have no notes tonight, y'all. I'm going straight freestyle. I wanted to do something on Friday. I wanted to do something fun on Friday. I think for time's sake tonight and for not mixing up the themes too much, I'm going to move what I wanted to do last Friday to next Friday. And we're going to call this freestyle fun Fridays, because I got some fun stuff that I wanted to do. That's also it's going to be my way of giving back to you guys a knowledge of self nugget, if you will. So I got something super fun in mind. I wanted to do it for tonight, but I think, as they say, discretion is the better part of valor. I don't know that has anything to do with tonight, because like I hear that term on the tennis court a lot when it's starting to rain and people are like, we want to finish the match, but then the painted lines start getting slippery and you're like, well, do we really want to finish this set out? They're like, well, discretion is the better part of valor. Let's not be stupid here. We can come back when the rain stops and the court's dry to finish this matchup. So I don't think anything like that applies here, but I will save it till next Friday. So you guys are going to definitely come back next Friday. I don't know what day you're watching this. Today's date is Sunday, March 23rd. It is 8:21 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll save it till Friday. Okay, I'll save it till Friday. So anyway, in this no notes freestyle live stream edition or episode, we will be discussing what this next solar eclipse, it's a partial one, you guys, that's coming up on March 29th of 2025, will be kicking off in this realm that we collectively call Earth. Okay. And the themes that we're going to be seeing, such as war, spiritual upgrades, and anything else that comes out of it, is what we're going to be talking about tonight, or are what we're going to be talking about tonight in tonight's episode. Okay, guys, ladies, fellas. And fellas, I hope y'all are watching, because I got some. I'm gonna be talking to us tonight, fellas. I'm definitely gonna be talking to us with what I'm seeing out here. So let's see. Lady Dagger Status said not drained, but I haven't been able to sleep more than 3 hours. Lady Dagger Status, I've been getting that too. I have been getting where I'm waking up, like I go to bed like tired at 11, 11:30, whatever, sometimes midnight, and I'll literally wake up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock with my eyes like staring at the ceiling, like, okay, why do I feel like I've just had 8 hours of sleep? And then I can't go back to sleep. So I kind of feel you on that. And then sometimes it's difficult to get to sleep. So one of the things I do is I'll play like my chakra balancing frequencies. And some of them are so soothing that, before I get from the root chakra to the sacral chakra, I'm knocked out. So that has been helping me out too. You guys, just if you're having some difficulty getting to sleep, find a good, sleep noise track or something like that. Pay attention to it. I always like to preview tracks during the day before I listen to them at night, because you want to make sure that there's nothing, no whispering going on in the background, because subliminal programming is real. So you always want to make sure that what you're listening to is clean, and there's no whispering, no chanting or anything going on in the background that you are not aware of. So that's my tip for those of you that listen to or want to listen to sleep tracks to help you fall asleep. Bella said she thought it was just her. B Royalty said same here. It has been crazy. I know it has. Bernadette said I've been feeling drained just a little at times. Yeah. What's up, Allie? What is up, Allie Rue? How are you? Thank you for joining tonight. All right, y'all. So let me begin by showing a video that some of you may or may not have seen. I just saw it today, and it is the perfect segue into what we're going to be talking about. Put it in the chat if you guys have seen this strange KFC ad. KFC. When I was younger, it was called Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they dropped the Kentucky Fried Chicken and just made it KFC. When you got something like that, those are variables. It could be anything, right? They could be anything. You might wonder or know why I'm saying that when I show you guys this ad. So let me go ahead without further ado and bring this in. Okay. Y'all stand by just a moment. Thank you for watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. All right, let's see if I can find this. I got it right here. All right, let's switch the audio and get this bad boy open. All right, y'all check this out. I'm showing this under fair use for any copyright police out there. I'm showing this for critical review and editorial purposes. Here we go. Thoughts? Thoughts? I already see some of you guys said you saw that. Lady Daggestad has said, I saw it. Let me put some of these on the screen here. Let's put some of these on the screen. She said, that ad tripped me all the way out. You and me both. You and me both. You and me both. So y'all want to talk about that? Do y'all want to talk about that? Do y'all want to talk about that? I mean, do y'all want to talk about that? Oh man. Oh man. Like she said, they have to tell us. If we choose not to believe, then it's if we choose not to believe it, then believe them, that's on us. Exactly. Exactly. Draw near said, wow, wow. So let me tell y'all what I saw in that. Okay. What I saw is a perfect segue into what we're talking about tonight, family. Neptune, Saturn, and Zero. First of all, let me say this. I had so many different titles for this video tonight. I was going to name it Spiritual Warfare. I was going to say the 3D, 5D consciousness split. I was going to call this war and spiritual upgrades, because all of those are themes that are happening right now. But let's talk about that ad for just a moment. Now, first of all, the first thing that grabbed me was the setting. The first thing that grabbed me was the setting. You guys have seen, maybe some of you have seen, there's a certain individual, I won't say his name because I don't want to trigger the algorithm, and then people get up in their feelings, and people are so caught up in the divisiveness of politics and what somebody's saying. Listen, give me information. I'll sort it on my own. I don't care to let me drop this name in here, because I watched a documentary that he did. I'm just gonna split it up so y'all kind of know what's going on. Okay. I watched a documentary of his, an early documentary, where he snuck into a certain forest in California. Okay. Some of y'all have heard about it. It's a grove that starts with the letter B. I don't want to trigger any algorithms, so I won't say it, but give me a thumbs up in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. I have heard of that. And then for those of you, how many of you have seen that Netflix series called House of Cards? House of Cards, where Kevin Spacey was playing the president, and Robin, what's her name? I don't remember her last name, was his wife. She was the first lady. Put it in the chat if you ever saw that Netflix series. Let me type it in here so you guys know. No, so okay, Bernadette, you've seen it. It was called House of Cards. Now, I never saw the final season. I still got it in my watch later queue on Netflix. I never watched it. One of my boys told me, he said it was kind of dry after they took his character off. Spoiler alert for those of y'all who haven't seen it. But he said it was kind of dry after they took that off. Thank you, Jojo. What's up, Jojo? Thank you for joining. Capri, thank you for joining. And so I didn't watch the final season, but y'all know that season that I think it was one season before the final season, where he went and he started telling you about how all these different world leaders meet at a certain forest location. And he was showing you this in the movie, or not the movie, in the series, in one of the episodes. And he was talking about it. And I had seen some videos, some sketchy videos from that place that people used to leak onto the internet back in the day before they really started going in hard with the censorship. And I was like, one of them, I didn't want to see what was going on, because I was reading the comments and I'm like, look, I'm not going to let my eyes, I don't want that burned into my memory. So I don't even want to see it. I didn't let it get as far as people said what they saw in that video. But that setting in that KFC ad looked like that place. Let's start there. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. No, okay. I see what you're saying. So anyway, that setting looked exactly like that grove that's somewhere in California. Okay. Y'all know it starts with a B. It starts with a letter B. Okay. Put a thumbs up in the chat if y'all know which grove I'm talking about, because I'm not trying to trigger any algorithm. I'm dancing around it. Okay. I'm doing a WAP. Old school, for those of y'all who know, you know. All right, I'm doing a WAP right now. I'm dancing around it. Put it in the chat if you know the name of that location. It starts with the letter B. If you don't know it, put a thumbs down, and I'll try to. We'll play this "Can I buy a vowel, Alex" thing. Yeah. Okay, Jojo. Okay, Jojo. If I got one, that's good enough for me. The one with the owl, absolutely. Okay, lady, you heard of it. You heard of it. Let's do it like this, y'all. Let's do it like this. And I'll leave the last of it off because I don't know how smart this AI is right now. You got to outsmart the AI, which is really not really artificial intelligence. It's somebody else's intelligence that they programmed into the system. Don't get caught up in it. It ain't that smart. It ain't all that smart. Somebody still got to feed data into it. Let's do that. Okay. Let's start there. Anyway, y'all got it. Y'all see it. Yeah, exactly. Y'all already know. So that's for starters. Y'all know that according to Kevin Spacey's character in, I believe it was season 5 or season 6 of House of Cards, he was explaining that you got a lot of people there that go there and they meet out at this location and plan stuff that's going to be happening in the world. Okay, next. And if anybody's got any expertise or you want to put your opinions of what you think the egg symbolized in the chat, I would love to hear yours. I had a little bit of difficulty with the egg. I could be off. You know, these people, when they script this stuff, symbolism is huge, y'all, especially in Hollywood. Symbolism is huge, and they communicate with each other via some symbols. I'm just going to say that. Let's start there. So that egg, to me, with it being golden, couple of themes there. You had the golden calf from the Bible. That part wasn't, but you know, could be part of it. But the biggest theme I got from that was, as you could see there, and I'm not going to replay the ad. Y'all go look it up on YouTube or whatever, or TikTok. You can find Instagram. You can find it in a number of places. That egg was passing through a portal. You could see these little things where they were doing it like, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. They had these, you know, these portals. So they're walking through this portal, and then they're holding it up. And then the person who's, I'm just going to skip to the end and say, looked like he got sacrificed. He comes underneath it and he's out on the other side. Okay. So I thought, what's up, Hotshot? Thank you for joining. Yeah, sacrifice. Exactly. I think that the egg represented maybe the sun, and maybe, you know, and we're going to be talking about this in just a bit. Solar eclipses and lunar eclipses, period, are portals. They are energetic portals. They don't talk about that in school. They're never going to teach you that in school. They're just going to teach you about the astronomy of it, but they're not going to teach you about the energy of it. Anytime we have an eclipse, that is a portal that we go through every season in life. We go through a portal and our lives shift. That's just the cosmic timeline. That's what we're born into. Okay. Nothing stays stagnant. Nothing ever stays stagnant. Energy moves, energy adapts, energy evolves. Okay. So each year during eclipse season, and the eclipses happen around the equinoxes, you have a spring equinox that occurs around Aries season and a fall equinox that occurs around Libra season. Okay. So what happens is these are portals. Anytime, and a lot of you that are aware that are spiritually and energetically conscious, because I wasn't always conscious. I mean, I think all of us are DNA programmed or DNA hardwired to wake up to a certain level of consciousness at different stages in our lives. That's just my opinion. But you had this portal that you go through. Once you're consciously awake, you feel the energy of the shift. You feel it happen around the portal. You feel the energy of it. You feel it days, sometimes weeks after that eclipse event. So I think that this sun ray colored golden egg represented an eclipse. And they were trying to indicate that on the other side of this eclipse portal, certain things were going to start happening. Okay. Now, the other part of that I found very perplexing was the same thing that all of you, and I see some comments coming in. I'm going to stop and read those in just a second. The same thing that a lot of you saw at the end there. It was a sacrifice. This guy, he gets baptized in this boiling gravy, and he comes up a fried chicken tender. Okay, if it's chicken, because what does the C stand for anymore? They usually, back in my day, it wasn't called KFC. It was called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Could the C be carcass now? Fried carcass? Fried carne? Carne could be any type of meat. I'm just saying. You ain't never got to worry about me eating any KFC anymore. Like, I haven't eaten KFC in years anyway. I flirted with it a little bit a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when my dad would swing through it or whatever. He said, hey, let's go to KFC. And I'm no, come on, I'm buying. I'm like, and he's not taking no for an answer. So I'm like, all right, Dad. Since you're buying, we used to have this saying in the Army and in corporate America as well. If you're buying, I'm flying. So look, if you're gonna pay, I'll drive. That was the thing we used to call it. You buying, I'm flying. But let me tell you something. I sent that ad to my brother. I sent that ad to my family. I'm like, look, y'all might want to watch this ad and consider your food choices. Let me just say that. And not just that, y'all. I'm seeing this other thing happening out there. As an aside, before I get on into the 0 degree stuff, because again, I'm freestyling tonight, y'all. I have no notes, so I'm just going. I'm going off the dome. All right, going straight off the dome. Have y'all noticed that eating out anymore, even fast food, for example, you go get fast food. If you get fast food for 2 people, you're going to average $30. Have y'all noticed this is about $30 everywhere you go now? Is that an accident? Like, it's literally almost $30 every place you go. You go to a coffee shop and get a coffee and a pastry, you're paying just for one person. If you get a coffee and a pastry, you're paying about $10 to $12, depending on what type of coffee you get. And then you eat out for 2 at a place that you used to be able to go to a fast food restaurant and get food for 2 people for $10 or a little less. Now, anyway, so yeah, that C could stand for anything. But let me read some comments, y'all, and get on into this thing here. Let's read some comments. Okay, we're good. KF. Jojo, that was hilarious, man. Jojo, when you gonna be on Chocolate Sundays, man? Let us all know in the chat when you're gonna be on Chocolate Sundays. Yeah, that's a plug. It ain't for me. I ain't getting paid for saying that. But when I want to unwind and laugh before I go to bed, y'all, I open up YouTube and pull up Chocolate Sundays comedy sketch thing out in LA, whatever. They got the little video clips. Yo, they have some hilarious people on there. So anyway, Bella said $15, Bella. She said, shaking my head, forget that. Make my own cafe and coffee. Yeah, no doubt. That's it. Easy $30, Ali said. Exactly. $30 for 2 people for what? Like, you can listen, yo, when you got culinary skills, start doing this stuff at home, y'all. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, not only because I love it, but my food tastes better. And I'm not bragging. My food tastes better. It just does. And I'm going to be more satisfied. And I'm typically going to have leftovers. So I'm beating the game by eating at home. That's not to say that sometimes I don't feel like cooking. Yeah, but in my mind, I play this trick on myself. And when I go out once, I say, okay, when I look at that ticket, I just brainwash myself and say, hey, you know what? I ate out twice. that helps me to justify it. It's like, but literally, you go eat for 2 people, that's a tank of gas. You start thinking, you're like, what else could I do with this money? You know what I mean, y'all? So eating out ain't the move. That's just me. Now, if you got disposable cash, you want to do that, do you. Anyway, she said, I don't eat anything from there, even the mashed potatoes. I used to love the biscuits. Lady Dagger status. I used to love to go there and get the a 2-piece or something and dip that biscuit in that gravy and just eat that coleslaw. It was so good back in the day. Like, if you got KFC back in the 70s, 80s, that was a treat. But I've been hearing people say there's a KFC down in Jamaica where they know for a fact that it's locally grown chickens. And I've heard people say they've gone down there on vacation. They're like, how come KFC don't taste like this everywhere? So anyway, it's crazy. She said, yeah, every place is expensive. Beauty of Core Physics said the potatoes were baked and not fried. They were so good. Wow. Starch powder. Yeah. Cook for thyself for the week. Yo, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Yo, listen, if Ali told you he was going to knock you out in the 4th round, he's going to knock you out in the 4th round. He wasn't bragging. He was telling you what he's going to do, right? So now, that was just my thoughts on that ad. Again, are they suggesting that after this solar eclipse is coming up, next week, that it's going to be some ish that jumps off? I don't know. But you got to watch as well as pray. So with that being said, let's talk about what's coming up. And I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all. So let me put this up on the screen. Let's put this up on the screen, y'all, because the first event we got coming up is coming up in 6 days. We got a solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse in Aries coming up on the 29th. Okay. And depending on where you are in these United States, you may see that partial eclipse. You may not. Okay. I think the most of it you're going to see anywhere is 85%. And I think you have to be in Canada or the northeastern United States to see it. So anywhere else you may not even see it, but they say it's going to happen at sunrise. Let me copy this and show you guys what's happening here. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's pop. No, I don't want that. Let's do this. That's not what I want. Y'all got too much on the clipboard. We're not trying to do all of that. Stand down. All right, let's switch it up. Yo, y'all hit me in the chat if y'all saw my y'all saw that video I dropped, that last live I dropped. That a lot of nuggets in there. I went back and rewatched that one myself. Y'all put it in the chat if y'all saw that. If you have not seen it, I'll put a link in there. Y'all want to take your time with that one. That one was 2 hours and change. Y'all know y'all like, well, which one isn't, Matt? Which one isn't 2 hours and change? So but y'all put that in the chat if you saw it. Let me go back here and bring this up and show you guys what we got going on. Tab. Okay, let's do this. So this is what we got going on. On Saturday, March 29th, 2025, a partial solar eclipse will be visible across the northeastern United States, U.S., Eastern Canada. Let me make sure y'all can see this on the screen because last time I shared a tab. Okay, y'all can see it good. Hold on. Got too many windows open. Yeah, partial solar eclipse will be visible across the northeastern United States, Eastern Canada, Western Europe, Northwestern Africa, and Northern Russia. While this is not a total solar eclipse like the one we had, a year ago, so no location will see totality, the event will still offer a deep partial eclipse and, from North America, potentially spectacular views of an eclipsed smiley face sunrise. So they think it'll look sort of like that. Anyway, so I'm going to take that off and stop sharing that. But that's what we got coming up. And y'all know I will probably do a video talking about, because it is a new moon. So I'll probably do a video talking about what you can expect based on what house you have Aries in. That's an Aries, a new moon in Aries. So I'll probably do something talking about what you can expect based on what house you have Aries in. But what's more important is that 2 days after that, let me bring up another tab here for you all. Two days after that, let's bring this up. We got Neptune. Where is it? March the 30th. Yeah, no, well, the day after. Neptune will be entering into the sign of Aries, all right? And I want y'all to know why that's important. Let me bring this up. Okay, let me bring this up for you all. Okay. Y'all, this is AstroSeek. Some of y'all have seen this, but those of you that have done your natal charts, you are probably familiar with this one, or Cafe Astrology. I'm using AstroSeek tonight. And what we have here, over here on the right, you can see right here, Neptune. Neptune is going to be sitting at a pretty 0 degrees. 0 degrees, all right? Neptune, 0 degrees on, what date did I pop in here? The 31st of March, 2025. So we're going to have Neptune at 0 degrees and 1 minute. Okay. And that is, what time did I pop in there? About roughly midnight. So actually it is on the 30th. If it's at 0 degrees and 1 minute, then it's going to happen late evening on March the 30th. So we've got that coming up. Now let's talk about why that's important. Y'all, and what you can expect, because this is what's about to go down. Y'all need to know. Y'all just saw that ad. I want you guys to be prepared mentally, not to be afraid. Y'all know I don't push fear in this channel at all. If anything, I give y'all that high vibrational energy of courage and awareness so that you can be like, all right, if I didn't hear it anywhere else, Matt said this is coming. Now, I'm not the only person talking about this. Again, I told you guys at the beginning, there are a lot of transitory astrologers. When I say transitory, they follow the transits. They give people weekly updates. They give people horoscopes, what you can expect based on your sign and what sign the moon is going to be in. There are plenty of people out there to do that. I don't. That's more than I want to get involved with. All I care about, I'll say it again, I know I sound like a broken record. All I care about is you knowing your natal chart placements, because that makes you powerful. Knowledge is power. Knowledge of self is even more power. Knowledge is power, but knowledge of self is even more power. Okay. So that's what I care about. But that being said, there's more people out there that know about these different transits and they follow them. When I hear them say something, then I tune in. Now, I can't remember this astrologer's names. Y'all know I'm not the best person with names, remembering names, okay? But this one particular astrologer, she was talking about all the good things that are going to happen as a result of Neptune entering into Aries. I'm gonna show you the dichotomy because you got two sets of things that are going to be happening. Now, for those of you that have worked with me before, you know, and those of you that have watched my videos where I do them twice a month. I'll do a full moon video and I'll do a new moon video. Y'all know that Aries rules over the first house, which is the house of self. Okay. Neptune is the planet of dreams, visions, spirituality, that sort of thing. Okay. So when you got, why do I feel like I need to turn this gain down? Am I okay, y'all? Does it sound like I'm shouting? Because if so, I can move this microphone a little further back. Maybe it's just because I got the headphones on and I can hear myself. But you guys give me a thumbs up if it sounds okay. If it sounds like I'm shouting, then just type in there, turn the volume down, Matt. I think it's okay, but I want to make sure it's okay for you all. I'm going to pause for just a moment while you guys do that. Because it ain't about me. It's about y'all. Anyway, I'll keep talking while I'm waiting for you guys to pop. Okay, thank you, Bernadette. Appreciate it. Let me take this tea bag out of here because sometimes it gets a little strong if you leave it in there. So anyway, where was I? Oh, this particular. So I'm going to give you guys the dichotomy. Turn it down a little. Okay, thank you, Hotshot. I will do that. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. I just turned the gain down about. I just turned it down about 10%. And I got a little bit of an echo in here too. So that, unfortunately, I cannot do anything about. But Nell Fox 333 said, I don't know anything about astrology, just the basic zodiac signs. Okay, well, you're going to learn a little something tonight. Allie said thumbs up. Okay, so I had 2 thumbs up saying it was okay. 1 saying turn it down a little. I just turned it down a little. Hopefully it's okay now. Hotshot said perfect. Good. Thank you. I'll remember that setting visually. So now, and then my voice resonates too. Like boss lady always be laughing at me saying, I don't know why you think you're whispering. When you whisper, the walls vibrate. It's just the resonance of my voice. I can't do anything about it. When your Mercury is in Sagittarius, Mercury is a rule of communication. When your Mercury in your 3rd house is in Sagittarius, and y'all know Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, you're gonna have a big voice. It's natal, okay? But again, that knowledge of self. So anyway, now getting back to that dichotomy. She was absolutely correct. Neptune rules over dreams, visions, spirituality, all that good stuff. Okay. On the flip side, Neptune, I always tell you guys, especially those of you that have Pisces placements, because Neptune is one of the co-rulers of the sign of Pisces. Pisces has two planetary rulers. In traditional astrology, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. In modern astrology, is ruled by Neptune. And this is for those of you who know Pisces, you know that Pisces people, they love to give. They're always giving unexpected gifts. Gifts come out of nowhere. They just give you gifts all the time. Those are Pisces people. They don't mind giving you something. You're like, what'd you give me that for? They're like, well, just because blah, blah, blah. So those are people that have major Pisces placements, sun, moon, rising, Venus, that sort of thing. Everybody has a Pisces placement because you got a house that Pisces occupies in your natal chart. So you'll also find that you tend to have that theme as well based on what house you have. So if you got Pisces, say, for example, in your 4th house of home and family, you might just be buying gifts for your home and family. For people at your house, they'll like, family members will give you, or you might buy something for a family member and they'll be like, why'd you give me that? Oh, just because I thought about you. I was out and saw this, and so on and so forth. If you got Pisces in the 7th house, you may give gifts to your partner or whatever like that, whoever your partner is, whether it's a business partner or a relationship type partner, whatever, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all of the houses, but that's Pisces energy. Their planetary ruler traditionally is ruled by Jupiter. So they got big hearts, they give gifts, that sort of thing. And then the modern is Neptune. Neptune's the planet of dreams, visions, hopes, aspirations, that sort of thing. And you notice with Piscean people, they tend to live in their head. They tend to live in fantasy world. They tend to daydream a lot. Wherever you've got Pisces in your chart, you're going to daydream about that theme. Whatever house you have Pisces in, you're going to daydream about that theme. So yes, with this Neptune entering into the sign of Aries, you're going to start to see it's a very interesting mix here. Again, you got the sign of or the planet of visions, hopes, dreams, that sort of thing, entering into the sign of, I'm going to talk about 2 themes here. Aries rules over the 1st house, which is the house of self. So anything, any visions, dreams, hopes, aspirations that you had for yourself, those are going to they're going to come online and be activated with Neptune entering Aries on March the 30th. Okay. It's going to enter Aries. It's going to go back retrograde into Pisces, and then it's going to go back into Aries again. This is what happens every time a planet changes signs. It wobbles a little bit. It'll go into the next sign, and then it'll station retrograde. And let me tell you guys really quick what retrograde means. Retrograde does not mean that the planet is moving backwards. What retrograde means is that the planet sort of stops its motion, and the cosmic wheel that has that sign in it, it's constantly moving. So sometimes what will happen is Neptune is going forward. It'll go forward into Aries, but then instead of moving with Aries at a certain rate, it'll sort of stop, and then the Pisces will come back. So it looks like the planet is moving backwards when in effect it just slowed down its forward motion, and it sort of stops. It allows the previous sign to catch up. It'll sit in that sign for a little bit, and then it moves forward again. So that's what happens with a retrograde action. And y'all know I'm always on here talking about retrogrades are course corrections. They're course corrections. And there are times energetically, it is physically, it is a course correction for that planet. But energetically, it is an opportunity for us to revisit things that we did not work on, or things that needed to get done that we didn't complete or whatever. It's a time to go back and do cleanup work in that previous energy before we move forward. So that's a little bit of a setup. But again, she was talking about the positive stuff, the stuff that has to deal with self. Oh, we're going to see these spiritual upgrades, she said. We're going to see people embrace spirituality more. We're going to see people find out more things about themselves. They're going to find out mysteries about themselves. Neptune is mystery as well. It is Neptune deals with water. So it has, the water is about emotions. And because of the way Neptune is set up, it's about mystery sometimes the unseen. Remember, Neptune rules over Pisces, which rules the 12th house. The 12th house are things that are unseen. The 12th house is the house of the subconscious. So we're going to see these themes of things that are being hidden come into view, come to be revealed. Things coming up about yourself, because it's Aries. Aries rules over the house of self. But let's talk about another thing that Aries also rules over. Aries is the energy of conflict. Aries is the energy of conflict. It's the energy of war. It is the energy of conflict. Okay. Now, let me say this. Aries takes roughly, 165 years to make a complete cycle through all 12 zodiac signs. 165 years. Now, does anybody want to put in the chat what year it was 165 years ago? Does anybody want to put that in the chat? Let's see it. Let's see where my math head's at. Somebody put in the chat what year it was 165 years ago. Because 165 years ago, if it takes Neptune, I said Aries, y'all. Forgive me if I said Aries. If it takes Neptune 165 years to make a complete cycle through all 12 signs, we're back at Aries. We're coming into Aries now. Somebody put in the chat what year it was the last time Neptune was in Aries 165 years ago. Somebody put that in the chat. I'll wait. I'll sip some tea while I'm waiting for y'all. Where my math head's at. And no, I didn't say meth heads. I said math heads, all right? We always got some wise guys watching. 1860, perfect, hot shot. Does anybody want to take a stab at saying, talking about what was going on in the United States of America in 1860? What started in the United States of America in 1860? Something big that lasted about 5 years. Somebody want to put that in the chat next? You got it. You got it, Bernadette. You got it. That's our resident historian right there. The Civil War. The last time Neptune was in Aries in the United States, we had the Civil War. That's right. That's right, Anya's intuitive. What's up, sis? What's up, sis? She in the house, y'all. War. Aries is the sign of war. Okay? Neptune is spiritual energy. It's the planet of dreams, visions. You could even arguably say prophecy. You could make that argument, really. You could make the argument for prophecy. Nobody puts that in astrological books or lessons, but you can make the argument for prophecy. Why prophecy, Matt? Well, because Neptune is the planetary ruler of the 12th house, and the 12th house is the house that governs the bridge between heaven and earth, the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So one can make the argument that there was some prophecy that took place 165 years ago. Now, if we look at what happened beginning 165 years ago, there was a war fought on this soil that led to the freedom or the freeing of physical captivity, the mental captivity. That's been hell, y'all. That has persisted for the most part. But there was a freeing of physical captivity of a certain people 165 years ago. Could we be seeing that theme come back around again? Could we be seeing that theme come back around again, where the same people, y'all do what you want with that. Y'all do what you want with that. Now, let me explain something further. Not only is Neptune entering into the sign of Aries, the first, anytime a planet or a person even comes in at the beginning of a sign, they come in at the 0 degree. They come in at the 0 degree. Hotshot says Civil War over slavery. Right. And there's a lot of narratives out there about it. I don't want to get into all of them. Some of the narratives have to deal with the economics of slavery and how the South was making more money and didn't want to pay any more taxes, this, that, and the third. That's one narrative. The other narrative that does not get told by K-12 and even higher education has to deal with the fact that who the real originals, the real Native Americans were on this soil, and how they were fighting nonstop against certain entities that had invaded the soil, aka colonized. There was that theme too. Y'all listen, don't let anybody tell you any different. The history books lie. There were more copper-colored people who were free than there were enslaved. And a lot of them were warriors. Are warriors, because a lot of us are back. We reincarnate, okay? Not everybody that had brown skin was in slavery. Let me say that. That needs to be said, because we're questioning these old paradigms and old narratives, old false narratives. There were way more of us that were free and fighting than there were in slavery and in servitude. That needs to be said. That needs to be said. Okay. Now, so there's that theme. But let me get back to this 0 degree. Every single numeric degree, there are 30 degrees per sign. Y'all, we're getting a little bit of an astrology lesson tonight. There are 30 degrees to each sign and 12 signs. Somebody do that math. We're learning tonight, y'all. Y'all know y'all gonna learn when you come on Maddie's Rap, okay? 12 signs and 30 degrees per sign. What does 12 times 30 give us? Somebody put that in the chat. That's a complete cycle. Somebody put in the chat what that 12 times 30 is. 30 degrees in each sign and 12 signs. Somebody give me that. That's the number of degrees. Somebody give it to me. 360. Bella, y'all are quick. That's right. Is 360 degrees a complete circle? Yes or no? I'm not going to play y'all. Y'all already know. I'm not going to play y'all. We're not that elementary up in here. 360 degrees per circle. A circle is 360 degrees. Okay? So there are 12 signs and 30 degrees per sign. This is why I get, when I get tweaked a little bit when people be up in YouTube and social media and different online video platforms talking about the 13th sign, the Ophiuchus and all of that. There's no way to make that even. There's no way you got to do all these different fractions and stuff. I don't get into that. 12 signs, okay, and we can get into the Book of Enoch and all of that stuff. I'm not going to do that. We're going to deal with what is widely and generally accepted. There are 12 signs and there are 30 degrees per sign, okay? Green Tambourine said, look up the freeman areas in the South. There were free people that actually owned slaves in the South. Wow. Let me put that on the screen. Yeah, y'all check that out. Good knowledge. This is why I like to come on here, y'all. Y'all are so sharp, and y'all knowledge share with me, and I learned a lot from you guys. So getting back to my point, 30 degrees. The first degree of every sign is 0 degrees. The last degree of every sign is the 29th degree. Okay, I believe there are what do they call 3 critical degrees? The 0th degree, the 15th degree, and the 29th degree. We're dealing with that 0 degree tonight. But I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a quick astrology lesson. Okay, every degree of those signs is an element. It's either going to be water, earth, fire, or air. And every one of those degrees is owned by a sign. So the first degree you could probably guess would be Aries, because Aries is the ruler of the first house. Okay. And then they proceed from there. So it goes in the progression of fire, earth, air, water. And then it repeats fire, earth, air, water. The first house is Aries, that's a fire sign. The second house is Taurus, that's an earth sign. The third house is Gemini, that's an air sign. And the fourth house is Cancer, that's a fire sign. Okay. I'm sorry, water sign. So first degree is fire, that's Aries. The second degree is earth, that's Taurus. The third degree is air, that's Gemini. The fourth degree is water, that's Cancer. The fifth degree is Leo, that's fire. The sixth degree is Virgo, that is earth. The seventh degree is Libra, that's air. And the eighth degree is Scorpio, that's water. The ninth degree is Sagittarius, that's fire. The 10th degree is Capricorn, that is earth. The 11th degree is Aquarius. And the 12th degree is the Aquarius, that's air. And the 12th degree is Pisces, that's water. And then it repeats again with 13. 13 starts back over at the 1. It keeps going till you get to 24. That 24th degree is Pisces. That 25th degree is going to start over again. That's going to be Aries. The 26th, Taurus. The 27th, Gemini. The 28th, Cancer. The 29th, Leo. Okay? I went degrees 1. Now, Matthew does some other stuff too. We're not going to get into that tonight. We're just going to keep it based there. I didn't go through all of them, but I gave you the pattern. Okay? So this is why you don't see two. I'm a Capricorn sun, for example. You don't see two Capricorn suns that are alike. Okay? Let's say you got a Capricorn sun that is 1 degree. Let's say somebody was born at 1 degrees Capricorn. Their sun is at 1 degrees Capricorn. They're going to be slightly different than someone that's at 4 degrees Capricorn. That 4 degrees Capricorn person, they're going to be a little bit more emotional. They're going to be more in tune with their emotions. Why? Because the degree colors the sign. The degree colors the sign. Okay? That's all you need to know. I can go a lot deeper. Those of you that have done natal chart assessments with me, you already know I can go a lot deeper than that. I'm going to keep it real high level for y'all. The degree colors the sign. I'm getting somewhere with this. I want y'all to see something. Okay? So again, a first degree Capricorn or someone born in 1 degrees Capricorn, they might be a little bit more selfish, even though Capricorn is known for being a selfless sign. That 1 degree Capricorn person might be more selfish. They might be more me-oriented. Why? Because the first degree is the degree of Aries. So that Capricorn, though they're Capricorn, hardworking, family-loving, family-oriented earth sign, they're going to be a little bit more fiery than a 4th degree one, because that 4th degree one is going to be more Cancerian. So they're going to be a little bit more nurturing. That a 4 degree Capricorn is going to be more nurturing than a 1 degree Capricorn. That's why you can have 2 Capricorns that's completely different. You can have 2 Tauruses that are completely different. You can have 2 Virgos that are completely different. It has to deal with the degree of their sun when they were born. And I'm just giving you the sun. All of the planets and all the houses have different degrees. Okay. But y'all notice, somebody want to put in the chat what degree I did not mention yet. Somebody put in the chat which degree I did not mention. I said all the degrees belong to an element and a sign. Which degree did I not mention? Somebody put in the chat. I'm gonna see if y'all are listening tonight. I mentioned, well, I don't want to give. Okay, thank you, Bella Sharp. Bella on top of it. Bella on top. If this were a classroom, Bella, you've been on fire the last 2 weeks. Okay, I'm looking at you, Bella. You've been on fire the last 2 weeks. If this were a classroom, your name would be near the top of the list with like 3 or 4 stars next to it. You on fire right now. Everybody on fire. Bernadette, there is no 30th degree. Now, Jordan, there's no 30th degree. There are 30 degrees, but the first degree is 0. So the 30th degree would be the 29th degree. So Bella and Draw Near got it correct. It's the 0 degree. Now, let me explain to y'all what's special about that 0 degree. That 0 degree, y'all. That 0 degree. When I do natal chart assessments and I see somebody with a 0 degree placement, the hair stands up on the back of my neck. Not literally, but I let me say it like this. I sit up straighter and pay attention when I see a 0 degree placement in the natal chart. And I'm getting ready to tell you why. And it's going to tie back into this Neptune entering Aries. Well, anytime you enter a sign, you're entering at 0 degrees. But I'm going to tell y'all something here. I'm going to show y'all something. That 0 degree belongs to an element as well. But it's the element they did not teach us about in school. It is that 5th element. The element from which everything comes. from the element from which everything comes and everything returns. It is the ether. That 0 degree belongs to ether. It is not water. It is not fire. It is not earth. It is not air. And yet it's all of them. It's not earth, but it's earth. It's not air, but it's air. It's not fire, but it's fire. It's not water, but it's water. Everything emerges from the ether. Everything returns to the ether. Y'all gonna see where I'm going in a minute. Y'all ever heard the statement, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end? 0 represents everything because it's 360 degrees, and yet it represents nothing. Everything that all matter emerges from nothingness, and all matter returns to nothingness. And yet nothingness is everything. That is that universal I am presence. When Moses looked at the burning bush, and y'all know, for those of y'all who are new watching me, I'll break down scripture on this channel, but I'm neither religious. I don't claim any religion. No, don't call me Christian. Don't call me Muslim. Don't call me Buddhist. Don't call me Jewish. None of those. I'm a-religious, but I'm spiritual. I understand. The Bible is not a religious book. It is a spiritual book that was hijacked by the religious establishment and refashioned and rebranded and doctored into the doctrine of control. This is why I took the religious labels off. I shed myself. Don't call me religious. I'm not. No, don't affiliate me with any religion, because all of them have some element of control. He said, let us make man in our own image and our own likeness. Who can control the creator? And I'm not saying that we're lawless. That's not what I'm saying. There are universal laws that everyone will follow. Universal laws are going to happen regardless of whether you want them to or not. Then there's natural law. There's the laws of nature. You can defy the laws of nature, but there's consequences to it. But the laws of the universe cannot be defied. They cannot be defied. They're always going to happen. So you're not law because you're a-religious, that does not make you lawless. But anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I just wanted to put that out there because as I'm speaking scripture or saying something from scripture, somebody might say, oh, he's religious, he's Christian. No, I'm not. But I can break that Bible down like a Rubik's Cube and tell you what it really means. And that most people that have been watching me, following me, shout out to my day ones that have been following me from way back when. Y'all already know what it is, baby. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So now back to my point. Moses speaking to the burning bush. He said, all right, you want me to go down here and basically risk my life, telling Pharaoh to let all of them slaves that he got that are responsible for the economic wealth and power of his kingdom, to tell him to let them pack up and they getting out of there. If you want me to go down there and tell him that, there's a name I got to be able to tell him. He got to be able to, that ain't come from me, man. I got to be able to equate that to somebody. Who do I assign that to? He said, tell him I exist. Sent you. I exist. In the original Hebrew, I will exist. Now in the English is I am. That we know it to be I am. But in the original Hebrew, it is I exist or I will exist. So that's that 0 energy. That is that 0 energy. So when something enters a sign for the first time, it comes in at that 0 degree. All signs start at 0. They end at 29. But the end of one is always the beginning of the next. So everything returns back to 0. Y'all heard me talk in my last live about that Gagut formula, the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. 3 + 2 - 5 = 0. That's brilliant. It's simple and brilliant at the same time. The atomic level, the proton plus the electron equals the neutron. Right? Y'all heard me talk about how if you want to see God in a union, there's got to be an equal and opposite. That you got to have a +1 and a -1 for God to be in that. That becomes an unbreakable union. Y'all heard me talk about that. So that's 0 degree. With Neptune sitting at 0 degrees on the day the day after the eclipse, the 29th, late in the evening on the 29th, Neptune enters 0 degrees Aries. What that means to me is a signal marking the beginning of perhaps, I'm going to do it like that. I'm not going to say it's solid. Perhaps spiritual warfare. Why you say that, man? And I ain't talking about the spiritual warfare that we've been seeing. Let me clarify that. war coming in from the heavens to the earth. I could bring up Second Esdras, the sixth chapter, where he said, "I will begin to visit them that dwell upon the earth." Neptune is the ruler of the 12th house, the planetary ruler of the 12th house. The 12th house is the bridge between the current life and the afterlife. It's the bridge between heaven and earth. It's the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So when you got the planetary ruler of the bridge between the spirit realm and the physical realm entering the sign of war at 0 degrees, I'm gonna let y'all tell me what y'all think that is. Now, on the other side, of course, with it being spiritual and Aries being the ruler of the first house of self, some of y'all are going to be getting some major spiritual upgrades. Major. If you thought you had spiritual gifts now, there's a switch that's going to happen after that eclipse. And some of y'all are going to go gangbusters. Some of y'all are going to go beast mode with your spiritual gifts. This is why I tell y'all to stay high vibrational and stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. That's very important. That hydration, keep your brain hydrated, keep your body hydrated. Cellular flow is easier because why? Because we're mostly water. You ever see anybody grow food in some dry earth? Don't work that way. You got to keep that earth. That earth has got to stay moisturized. Your body's the same way. For the earth to bear fruit, it's got to have water and sunlight. The sunlight activates, the water nourishes. The water moisturizes and nourishes that earth. It's the same with our bodies. As above, so below, as within, so without. You got to get some sunlight. You got to get direct sunlight. And you got to stay hydrated in order to bear fruit. So that's one. That's Neptune. That's Neptune. Saturn. So y'all know what that 0 degree is now. When I see somebody with a 0 degree placement in their birth chart, that's somebody that's special. That's somebody that came in here under some sort of divine assignment. That's God energy. That's God energy. Try that person if you want. I wouldn't want to be somebody that tried that person. I really wouldn't want to be somebody that messed with that person, because that person has so much protection. And the scripture in the book of Deuteronomy said, "To me belongeth vengeance." I believe that's the 32nd chapter, I think. 35th, somewhere around there. Deuteronomy. The Most High said, "To me belongeth vengeance." So when you coming in with that 0 degree energy, when you got a 0 degree placement, you in here on a special assignment. You don't get to be like everybody else. I guarantee you, if you look at your natal chart, if you got a 0 degree placement, you probably were picked on by the other kids when you were little. They probably picked on you. You probably never fit in. You probably never fit in based on where you got that 0 degree placement in your chart. It could be a house too. Could be a house assignment, or it could be a planetary 0 degree. But I guarantee you, you never fit in. That's because you are not like everybody else. You came in here on that. You're ethereal. People look at you and they can't figure you out. You can figure out anybody else with any one of those numeric degrees attached to their sign. First degree, second degree. First degree person they're gonna be a little bit feisty. They're gonna be a little bit selfish. Okay. That second degree person, they're gonna be in their self-care. They're gonna be stubborn. They're gonna be unmoving, unwavering. That's that Taurian energy. Third degree person, it could be a sign they don't like to talk. It could be a sign that does not like to talk. It could be a hermit mode type of sign. But if they were born in 3 degrees of that sign, you're going to think they were a Gemini or a Virgo or something, or one of them air signs, Libra or Aquarius or something. They're going to be real chatty. You'd be like, wait a minute, I thought Capricorns were introverts. Look at their chart. They're probably born in 3 degrees or 15 degrees or 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 27 degrees. 27 degrees of that sign. Some degree of Gemini or something, or perhaps even Virgo, or an air sign degree. They're gonna be real chatty. Their sign says that they're an introvert, but that degree that's gonna explain to you why they're so. You don't act like a such and such. It's that degree. That degree colors it. So they're gonna have all of those hardworking, determination, achievement characteristics of a Capricorn, but they're gonna be chatty. They're gonna look like a Gemini. They're gonna be chatty like a Gemini. That's how that works. But that 0 degree is special. So when you get a planet entering 0 degrees, that's you can look at whatever the theme of that planet is. Whatever that theme is, that's coming with that God force ether energy. So Neptune, spirituality, visions, dreams. I'm telling y'all it's coming. I'm telling y'all it's coming. That's what happens. Okay. Now, Saturn. We're going to talk about Saturn next. Saturn is the ruler of a lot of things. Okay. It is about structure. It is about order. Again, these astrologers that I watched, because we got another Saturn is going to start its wobble. Saturn's sitting in Pisces right now. It's got to proceed into, let me bring this little thing up here. Hang on, y'all. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all how these transits work. I'm gonna go back to Neptune really quick first. Show you how these transits work. I got a calendar that I'll look at. Let's see. New window. Hang on a sec. Y'all can do this at home. This stuff is not rocket science. It really isn't. All right, let's see. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Let's see. Share screen. Window. Let's do Firefox. All right. So this is from drstanley.com. Okay. This is Neptune. We're looking at Neptune in Aries. It's moving into Aries. Y'all pay attention to this line right here. Neptune is moving into Aries on March the 30th. Okay. All right. This right column is when it exits. Okay. So Neptune is going to enter into Aries on March the 30th. It's going to stay there till October 22nd, at which time it's going to station retrograde back into the sign of Pisces, where it's going to sit until January the 26th. All right. On January the 26th, it's going to return to 0 degrees. All right. It's going to return to 0 degrees of Aries. Now, I'm going to pop over here and grab Saturn, since I just talked to you guys about Saturn, because this is important. It's important that you know this, so you're aware. What does the scripture say? Watch and pray. Watch and pray. Okay. There's some more that comes to it, that you're not falling into temptation. What temptation would you be falling into? In this particular scenario, you may be falling into the temptation to be in the energy of fear or something like that. If you keep your vibrations high, fear, you got nothing to fear. Keep the vibrations high. Fear is a low vibration. I tell you that all the time. All right. Oh, let's see. And let me share this to the screen. This is Saturn now. And I love this calendar because you can go back and see what sign was in what at what date, and then think about what was happening in the world. And that also allows you to create these patterns and say, okay, based on this is the type of thing that is likely to happen because this is what happened on the planet the last time. A lot of the astrologers do the same thing. They say, well, the last time this planet was in this sign at this degree, this is what was going on in the world. It's returning to that degree. So it's likely that we're going to see similar themes. That's how they do what they do. This stuff is just math, y'all. It's just math. All right, let's share the screen again. Bella said, no wonder I've been dreaming more often. That's exactly right. And y'all know that the cosmos does not move on a dime like that. Everything's gradual. I've been having a lot of vivid dreams lately, a lot of them. Okay. All right. So let me make sure this is on the screen. You guys can see it good. This is Saturn. Saturn is currently in the sign of Pisces. Okay. Saturn's currently in Pisces. It's going to move out of Pisces on May the 24th and move into 0 degrees of Aries on May 24th. Now, it's not going to be aligned with, now both Saturn and Neptune are going to be in Aries. So this is going to be a powerful year. I'm going to tie it all together for you all in just a minute. It's going to be a very powerful year. Okay. But right here is what we need to be looking at. February 13th of 2026. So February of next year, Saturn is going to meet up with Neptune. Uh-oh. Wait a minute here. Where did my thing go? Oh, there we go. Okay. Excuse me. Neptune is going to be in Aries. It's still going to be in 0 degrees Aries. It's still going to be in 0 degrees of Aries. And now it's entering 0 degrees Aries on the 26th of next year. Saturn is entering 0 degrees of Aries on the 13th. So about a little bit over 2 weeks later, Saturn and Aries are going to be both conjunct, meaning together, in the sign of Aries, in that God degree, in that ether degree. All right. Let me stop sharing for a minute. Just wanted to say that. Now, Saturn in Aries. What is Saturn? Again, all of the good things about Saturn are structure. It's about structure. It's about order. It is about patience, doing things, taking your time, doing things chronologically, doing them methodically, doing them in order. Saturn rules over Capricorn. It also rules over the sign. It's a co-ruler of Aquarius. Aquarius has two signs it rules over, or two signs that rule over it. Two planets that rule over it, not signs. Aquarius is ruled by two planets. Uranus is the primary, and then also Saturn. Saturn in traditional astrology, but also Uranus. Uranus is the planet. We're not dealing with the Uranus part of it because we're not talking about Aquarius. But the Saturn itself also rules over Capricorn. What do we know with Capricorn? Capricorn is about order, structure, doing things methodically, achievement, making sure we stick-to-itiveness. That's all Saturnian energy. That's also the energy of Capricorn. This is why you see these Capricorns. They take their time, they're patient, they move through their steps, and they're going to eventually get to where it is that they're going. They overcome difficult challenges. Saturn is a planet of hardships and difficulty too, difficult lessons, but it's also that K word, karma. Karma. So now let me put it together for y'all, okay? And this is coming up for next year. This isn't, again, both of these are going to be in the sign of Aries, and I'm going to come back around to that. But I want to jump ahead to 2026 on that critical date in February when both of these planets enter at 0, or both of them they join up at 0 degrees of Aries. Let me tell you what Matt sees there. Neptune, the planetary ruler of all things spiritual, the ruler of the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, that bridge, okay? That bridge, that manifestation bridge, okay? Anything that you manifest comes across that 12th house bridge to come into your physical reality. When you're manifesting, even though manifesting, there's people talk about the 8th house being the house of manifestation, and people who are life paths 8, how they're the master manifestors of all of the life path numbers. That's all scorpionic energy. However, that manifestation, that alchemy, when you're bringing something out of the ethereal into the physical, it's got to cross that 12th house bridge. Neptune rules over that 12th house bridge, okay? The bridge between heaven and earth, the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, okay? That's Neptune. It's the planetary ruler of that 12th house bridge. Now, you got that paired up in the sign of the warrior with Saturn, the planet of, among all those other good things, people talking about, hey, there's going to be order and structure to these spiritual upgrades we're getting. They're giving you the positive, but everything has a positive and a so-called negative. The downside of that, the shadow side of that, everything has a light and a shadow side. You do, watching this video. You got a light side and a shadow side, okay? The light side is the side that smiles, hi, happy. The shadow side is the side that deal with them when you got to deal with them, okay? That you dealing with them out of your shadow. Unless you cast in light on them. Now, if you're a master, you can deal with, you don't have to even deal with them out of your shadow. You can deal with them with your light energy. Your light energy is so intense and powerful, you don't even have to get into that shadow, okay? When you talk about the Messiah, aka Jesus, that the world calls them or call them or whatever. If you want to go with Emmanuel, you want to go with Yeshua, Yahushua, whatever suits you, whichever one works for you best. He dealt with some of these demonic entities working directly out of his light energy. But he also got in that shadow when he went in there and turned over them tables. That was shadow. There was nothing light about that. He's like, y'all making my father's house a house of pepper. Damn. He was in his shadow, okay? Sometimes you got to get in that shadow. Sometimes you got to do it, all right? That shadow's cost me a lot of tennis rackets. Man, you just broke that racket. That racket was $199 brand new. I know. I was mad at myself. I should have restrung it. Yeah, I'll go buy another one. Maybe I can get a good one used. I don't know. Anyway, I've lost a lot of money in the tennis court smashing rackets. That's just the little shadow side. See, y'all see Matt. Y'all think Matt, he's so nice. He's smart. Look, I can get in that shadow when I need to. Okay? All right? Just saying. All right? I'm just saying. Don't. What was that old King Cobra commercial, malt liquor commercial from the 70s and 80s? Don't let the smooth taste fool you. King Cobra, damn it. All right, y'all. Anyway, by the way, I've never drank malt liquor. I've heard stories of people who have. That's never been my thing. Never touched my lips. But shout out to you if you did it. I'm not judging. No judgment from me. But I thought that was a cool commercial. Dude had that thick mustache, back in the day, that big thick. Shaft, Richard Roundtree, big thick mustache on top lift. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Anyway, all right, y'all. Let me quit tripping. So anyway, coming back, you get that talking about that shadow side, the side that none of the other astrologers are talking about. When you get Saturn and Neptune together at 0 degrees of Aries is, I'm looking at, we ain't dealing with the self part now. That's the high side thing, if you want to ask me. That's the high side, okay? Yeah, you're going to get a lot of self upgrades, a lot of spiritual upgrades that have to deal with self. But the other part of that, Saturn being the planet of karma, yeah, you might get some more structure to yourself as well. But that karma side, that's the payback. That's when the big payback, as James Brown's song says, that's when the big payback is going to really set in February of next year. And karma ain't all bad. People hear karma, they think that's a bad thing. Karma is just the universal comptroller. All karma does is accounts payable. That's all it does. What are you owed? Are you owed blessings or are you owed curses? I'm gonna give them to you. That's all karma does. Karma gets the sheet with the names on it. Karma gets the ethereal Akashic record sheet with the names on it, and it says, okay, this is my blessings sheet, and this is my curses sheet. All right. All I'm doing is delivering. That's it. That is it. 33 in the chat right now. It's a spiritual number. So when you got that karma energy coming through paired with that spiritual bridge controller, that's telling me that you got that God, and at 0 degrees, that tells me that God energy is coming through and doing some payback in the sign of the warrior, y'all. Saturn in the sign of the warrior with Neptune together in the sign of the warrior. That might be the manifestation of this passage of scripture I'm going to show y'all right now. That might be the manifestation of this passage of scripture that I'm about to show y'all right now. Get your mind right, y'all. It's 11 months away. 11 months away. And I'm going to tell you what I expect to happen over these next 11 months based on some things I've been seeing. Okay. And I may put one of them on the, I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't want to trigger anybody. It could make some people, it could be disturbing to some. I'll give y'all the cliff notes because it could be disturbing to some. So, but I'll tell y'all about it. Put in the chat while I'm looking up this passage of scripture. Put in the chat if you have heard of Dr. Moonbi Saraki. She's got a channel called the Dr. Moonbi Spiritual Show. She also has an Instagram called the Dr. Moonbi Spiritual Show. Y'all put that in the chat, okay? And maybe I'll show you the opening part of that video. I don't know. It may trigger some people. I don't know. Y'all know this ain't a channel for the kids, okay? You can watch it with your kids at your own discretion, but I have to click that little no box every time I upload a video. No, this is not for kids, okay? All right. Let's see. All right. Let me see how far am I going to go. All right. I'll go 2nd Esdras chapter 6 verses 1 through 20. I hadn't planned to read any scripture tonight, but I'm here. So we're going to do it. Okay. She said, yeah. All right. So y'all have heard of Dr. Moonbi. I'm going to show y'all that after I read this passage of scripture here. Let me bring this up on the screen. Because this coming February could be the kickoff of this. And if this is true, then y'all going to see a whole lot of ish jumping off over these next 11 months. And I'm going to break that down in just a minute. And I told y'all in the beginning, fellas, y'all pay attention because I'm going to be talking to us tonight. We got a job to do. All right. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. These are the times we're in, y'all. These are the times we're in. As someone who studied a lot of military history, I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to read. As someone who studied a lot of military history over my years, for as far back as I can remember, as soon as I learned to read, I was in the Bible, not the Bible, geez, I was in the Bible too, but I was in the library reading books about ancient battles and reading books about war and reading about different accounts of different warriors in World War I and World War II, the Civil War and the American Revolution. I was always fascinated by war history. And the one thing that I found common in every war that I've ever studied is that the most intense fighting and some of the highest loss of life and limb, let me put that ending B on there for my English teachers watching, has been at the end of the war. Why? Because the side that was dominating for the better part of it, the pendulum swung and the other side started taking over. And now this side, desperate to hold on to power, it throws everything it's got at its enemy to try to regain control and finish them off. So that end is always typically more intense than the beginning, because the side that was once dominating now does not want to give up power. I told you power is never given, it's always seized. The only time power is given is when power is given from the Most High. If the Most High anoints you and puts you in the seat of power, that's one thing. But if you're a wicked ruler, you ain't giving up power. You're going to fight tooth and nail to hold on to it. Okay? Y'all been watching the House of David, even though it's, to me, it's proselytizing. To me, I did a video breaking that down. Okay, that I know an attempt to proselytize when I see it. It's just hidden carefully in a film or a movie script or a series script. But anyway, if y'all have been watching it with your eyes open, you kind of you can see the proselytization, but don't worry about that part. The story, y'all know the story of Saul, whether you saw the video or not. Saul did not want to give up that power. Saul, when he found out that Samuel had anointed someone else to be the king, Saul wanted to know, he wanted to know who it was, so he killed him. All right? So that is what happens in war. Anytime that when you get toward the end of the war, that's when the most intense fighting happens. And this is a spiritual war that's turning physical. I told y'all back in 2020, I was like, y'all, this is spiritual warfare. All of this stuff that they doing with Slick Willie G, or think he's Slick Willie G. Okay, y'all take the short name for Willie, Bill. I didn't want to put it together because I know his algorithm is smart. Think he's Slick Willie G, that was pushing a certain agenda that now has been known. It's coming out more and more that it was a false agenda, and it was an attempt to push something in people. Okay, push something on people and then into people. I was telling y'all back then, y'all are seeing the beginning of the end. Y'all are seeing the beginning of spiritual warfare that is going to manifest in the physical. Everything starts in the spiritual and eventually makes its way into the physical. Anything that you want to appear in your life, it starts as a concept. That's spiritual. Once you're holding it in your hand, it is then physical. Okay, so everything that is manifest began as a concept. Conceive, concept, same energy. Okay, it's got to be conceived before it can be birthed. Okay, so be talking to y'all in just a minute, fellas. Second Esdras, we're going to read through Second Esdras chapter 6. We're going to read through verse 20. This is what I think is going to be triggered in February of next year. We got 11 months. Okay. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew. This is King James Version. Esdras is found in the Apocrypha. You're not going to find it in your regular 66 books Bible. You got to have a copy of the Apocrypha or the Bible, the King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha in it. Okay. That was verse 1 again. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot. And ear means before, Old English, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin or error were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Inner knowing, sight unseen. That's what faith is. It's not religion. Inner knowing, sight unseen. I don't need to see it. I know it. That's faith. Before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Okay, this is the Most High talking. So that verse 6 right there, that's all you need for anybody out there that's worried that a nuclear war is going to destroy the earth, or somebody's going to push the red button, or Russia's going to start this with the US, and then China's going to jump in, and then Great Britain and France. No, that's not. Go back and read verse 6 again. Then did I consider these things, everything he created, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So if you're righteous, you can rest your nerves. If you're wicked, you might want to, you can be afraid, but you're already low vibrational. So fear is right there. You just go down 1 or 2 more vibrations. You're right where you at anyway. All right. Verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Alpha and Omega, beginning and end. 0 is the first degree. 29 is the last degree. It starts again at 0. Okay? Y'all pay attention. Verse 7 again. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, or really born of him and Rebekah, because Isaac didn't bear fruit. He fertilized the seed. All right, he dropped the seed in the soil, and then Rebekah did the bearing. Okay, that again, but y'all know this book has been heavily paternalized. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna read it the way it's written. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Y'all know they were wrestling in the womb. So Jacob came out second. He came out with his heel holding on to, or his hand holding on to Esau's heel. For Esau is the end of the world. I'm going to say that again because Esau be watching me. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt or between the heel and the hand. Other question, Esdras? Ask thou not. Don't ask me nothing else. That's it. I answered then and said, O Lord that bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showed me part last night. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved. For it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, when the affliction of my chosen people shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show you these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. There's a lot of people that say that's a giant screen up there. There are people I've talked to that have said that their eyes have seen a temporary flash of grid lines while looking at the sky. There are some that have seen grid lines right here in the air, like in front of them. But let's go back to that verse 18 again. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. How you going to get there? Got to cross that bridge. What's that bridge? The 12th house. What is the energy that governs that bridge? Pisces. What is the energy that governs Pisces? Neptune. What is the north node, which is the planetary destiny marker? What sign is that in right now? It is in Pisces. Do y'all see how cosmic alignments take place and things happen, events happen that are based upon certain cosmic alignments? That's how it always happens. Certain cosmic alignments. But people say, oh, well, I don't believe in any of that astrology. But you believe in God, though, right? Yes, of course I believe in God, but I don't believe in astrology. Okay, so do the planets and the stars, do they function independent of the will of the creator? Okay, I got you then. You bring it back. Bring it back in now. I'm not arguing with you. I just want you to get right aligned. I just want you to be right aligned. You can't say you believe in God and say you don't believe in astrology. All it is a study of the ordinances which he created. Why you say ordinances, Matt? That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm going to show you why, because I can show you better than I can tell you. Why you say ordinances, Matt? Let me show you. Why'd you call them ordinances, Matt? I'm going to show you right now. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day. The sun is a part of astrology, by the way, in case you didn't know. Everybody's got a sun sign. And the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night. Everybody's got a moon sign. The moon was in a certain position in a constellation the day you were born, just like the sun was in a constellation the day you were born, just like the stars were in a constellation or in a certain arrangement the day you were born. You don't believe in that, but you believe in God. That's kind of an oxymoron. Why, Matt? Because thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts ain't his name, okay? It would have been Yahuwah, Yahweh, something different. Ahaya, Eye, something that's not the Lord of hosts. We know that was a mass edit. Whose name is the Lord of hosts? What company CEO's name is the CEO of XYZ company? The CEO of Acme company. Is that on his driver's license? Is that on the bills that come to his house? The CEO of XYZ corporation. No, that's a mass edit. They took the name out. That's why you got people in a certain country now and is in a certain religion calling the name Hashem. You're gonna hear that on House of David if you're watching that. That ain't the name either, but I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. Verse 36, if those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. He said the seed of Israel. He didn't say 1948 state. He said the seed of Israel. Come back, Matt. You're getting dogmatic. That's the shadow side of Mercury and Sagittarius. Come back, Matt. Come back. Let me come back. Okay? So, ordinances of the moon and of the stars. Ordinances. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars by night. He gave them. So how can you say you don't believe in God? How can you say you don't believe in the ordinances? How can you say you don't believe in astrology, you don't believe in signs, but you believe in God? That's confusion. Read and understand. Read and understand. All right? Read and understand. So, what can we expect? 0 degree. February of next year, 11 months. 11 months from now. The planet of karma, the planet that delivers the accounts payable division of those planetary ordinances, which they're not planets you can land on. They're really stars. Some call them wandering stars, but they have energies and things that they govern over. An ordinance is something that governs. That's why he calls them ordinances. That's why you have planets that rule over signs and houses. That the Most High rules over the planets. The planets rule over the signs rule over the houses, and the houses govern certain areas of life based on the house. All right. My charger, my battery indicator is getting low, and I don't want this laptop to go out. Give me a second, y'all. I thought I would be off of here by the time this went off. I'll be right back, fam. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Maddie Talford. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes my way, born to be wild. Don't play with me. Y'all, I'm telling you, Apple makes these chargers. I think they make these chargers so they'll go out and you have to buy another one. All right, we're back. Back in the cockpit. Okay, now, as I was saying before I went to go get my charger. So that's that. Now, 11 months. We got the sign, the accounts payable department of the universe, Saturn, coming together with the ruler of the 12th house, which is the bridge between heaven and earth. I just read 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 18 for y'all, where he said, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. How's he going to do it? He got to come across that bridge. He got to come across that bridge. All right. Where is that bridge, Matt? I don't know. Could it be in the area of Mount Hermon? Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that for a minute. I've talked about Mount Hermon. I've showed you guys TikTok videos and other videos, y'all. You can start going back and lining up everything all the work I've done over the last 5 years. Y'all can start lining it up and putting it together. Because we're getting to the time where I'm not gonna have to do this type of work anymore. Because we're getting close to the end of the show. I'm just saying. But I talked about Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is where the fallen angels came down. Mount Hermon is where the transfiguration of the Messiah happened, right? Some say Mount Hermon was the area, roughly speaking, where Elijah was taken up. Okay. So if you are the wicked seed that's pretending, wouldn't it be, if you thought somewhere in your mind, if you were in that Tower of Babel energy where you were stupid enough to try the Most High and think, oh, we're going to build this tower and we're going to go up to heaven and we're going to pull him down and we're going to put our gods, our statues up in the place where he was sitting and we're going to worship them. Y'all go read the book of Jubilees. Was it Jubilees or Jasher? One of them two. That account. It did an in-depth breakdown of the Tower of Babel story. Okay. And it wouldn't be the first time man tried the creator. Wouldn't be the first time. But perhaps they think that, hey, listen, if we control, I mean, I've heard it for years. Oh, it's important that Israel has control over the Golan Heights area and that disputed area, because it's of great strategic importance that we control that area of Mount Hermon, where some say underneath it is where the fallen angels are locked up. Okay. Could it be conceivable that perhaps somebody's foolish enough to think that they can use the stars to predict roughly when this is going to happen, when this visitation is going to happen? Look, I've even done it. I'm guessing myself, looking at the planetary alignment. Could it be conceivable that somebody's thinking, okay, well, we can get our super weapon in place and we can perhaps jailbreak these fallen angels and they can make war with the Most High when he comes down? Don't you know the Most High already know? Like, he laughs. He laughs at the devices of men. He laughs. He's like, this is amusing. Oh, let me see. Let me look down in the earth and see how they're going to try me today. This is so much fun. Y'all know the scripture says that he created the wicked as vessels for wrath, vessels fit for wrath. That's in Romans. People say, why are there evil people in the earth? So when God get mad, he got something he can smash and break without breaking the righteous. Somebody told me that years ago. They said, Matt, look, if you're going to be breaking rackets, man, get a racket you don't care about and put that in your tennis bag. And then when you're pissed off, you can just smash that racket on the ground. And then you didn't hurt one of your good rackets. I wish they had given me that advice before I got rid of that Yonex RDS 002 Tour. That was my favorite racket ever. And now when I can find a couple on eBay, but they're way overpriced. So I just play with other rackets. That's bad. I can name all the rackets I smashed, right? But that's because they were not vessels fit for wrath. I should have had something in my bag that was raggedy, a $25 Walmart special or something that I could have just kept in the bag, and then when I lose a match, people do it. Don't get mad at me. Y'all seen your favorite tennis. Some of y'all seen Serena do it. Y'all love Serena Williams. Serena did it too. McEnroe's done it. Okay. I ain't never seen Sampras do it, but Sampras usually beating everybody down. But I've seen a lot of players do it. Okay. I'm one of them. If I take it out on the racket, it ain't never directed toward the other player. I'm mad at myself. Anyway. Vessels fit for wrath. Vessels fit for wrath. That's in the book of Romans. Let me find that real quick. That's in the book of Romans. I'm gonna show y'all that, and we're gonna get ready to wrap up because I got to come back to us, fellas. I got to come back to us and tell you what we need to be doing here. I got to come back to us and tell Romans 9:22. Boom, right there. Romans 9:22. Romans 9:22. Let's go there. I'm about done, y'all. Whoops, go back. Romans 9:22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. But the kicker there is that verse 22. What if God, what if the Most High, what if the power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering? A long time he endured watching all this bullshit happening on this planet. The vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. That's karma. That's basically a description of karma. I'm gonna let you keep running, thinking you getting away with stuff, so you can build up that anger. So when I get ready to blow, like them super volcanoes that they keep talking about can blow any day, them super volcanoes that are the reason why I think they're trying to go buy Greenland so they can run away. But they didn't rename his 9. Ain't no place you can go. If he got you marked, you can't get away. You're under the dome. He sees you all day, every day. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. Come on, y'all. They hide stuff in songs. They hide stuff in songs right there. We were singing it when we were kids. We didn't even know what we were talking about. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. How about that? How about that? How about that? Okay. So that's what's up, y'all. That is what is up. Neptune at 0 degrees. Y'all gonna be getting spiritual upgrades. And in my 0 degree placements, if you got 0 degree placements in your chart, you about to be off the chain. You are about your skills about to go. Whew. Your own mind is gonna be blown if you got 0 degree placements in your chart. Look at your chart. And I'm not saying everybody was created for a purpose. Everybody was. But remember that 0 degree, that degree belongs to the Most High. That is the only degree that is of the 5th element. There's only one degree in those 30 degrees. There's only one degree that belongs to the element ether. All the other ones are divided between water, earth, air, and fire. Ether belongs to 1 degree, and that's that 0 degree. If you got a 0 degree placement, you are ethereal. You probably got a lot of haters and a lot of fans at the same time. You got people that love you. They don't even know why they love you. They just love you. It's the God in you. I'm not saying that you can brag. The people that love you, they're drawn to that God energy in you. The people who hate you, they hate that light in you. That's some 0 degree placements. And then you got others that can't figure you out. Well, 1 minute she seems like air. The next minute she seems like fire. The next minute she's like watery. But the next minute she's grounded. Man, that dude right there, man, he can get passionate sometimes, but then he cool. You can have like a good conversation with him. He can be spurred to action, but then he's real grounded and steady. And sometimes he can get in his emotions, and sometimes other time, what is he? If somebody looked at you and said, what is he? If somebody looked at you and said, what is she? I can't figure them out. You got a 0 degree placement somewhere in your chart. Because who can know the mind of God, right? Isn't that written? Who can know the mind of God? If you got a 0 degree placement, he put you there. He put you there for a special reason. You got some special. That 0 degree is undefined. It is undefined. It's ethereal. Let's look up ether real quick. Let's look that up. Let's look up the etymology of the word ethereal real quick. Let's look that up real quick. Let's look that up real quick, fam. Ethereal. This is from etymonline.com. Y'all get up on that. etymonline.com. Ethereal. Formerly also ethereal, 1510s. Quote, of the highest regions of the atmosphere. From ether plus IAL. Extended sense of light and airy is from the 1590s. Figurative meaning spirit-like, immaterial. Spirit-like or immaterial. You can't, it has no shape or form. It has no shape or form. It can be anything. It can be anything the Most High needs it to be. Those are those earth angels. Those are those earth angels. They were placed here to serve the will of the Most High directly. Everybody is to some degree. But if you in one of them other elements, if it's a fire element, you're gonna be a fiery type person. You're gonna be action oriented. That's the wands in tarot. You're gonna be about that action. If it's water, you're gonna be in touch with your emotions. You're gonna be somebody who loves on people, whatever. If it's air, you're gonna be the thinkers, the philosophers, and the communicators. All right. And if it's earth, you're gonna be the one that grounds everything and everyone out. You're gonna be the grounding wire. You're gonna be the stability for whatever group you found yourself in, whatever family you found yourself in. But when you're ether, he can change you up. He can change your form. You are literally the meaning. You are literally the embodiment of a shapeshifter. If you have a 0 degree placement, you are literally the embodiment of a shapeshifter. You can be whatever he needs you to be at a certain time. That 0 degree is ether. That's that God energy. So when a planet enters 0 degrees, you have to think about what that planet governs over. When Venus enters 0 degrees of a sign, depending on what that sign is, you're gonna have that Venusian energy in accordance with whatever that sign is. But it's coming from the Most High. It's coming from the Most High. You get Venus entering 0 degrees Capricorn. That is the Most High coming in and restructuring your relationships and your partnerships for that period, for as long as it's in 0 degrees. But if you're born under that, that's you your whole life. We ain't talking about the transit. That's you your whole life. So y'all look for this. Neptune is going to be entering Aries after the eclipse. So we could be seeing that bridge begin to open up. And again, I think that we're going to start to see war from the heavens into the earth realm. And this is why they stood up Space Force years ago. They don't do stuff ad hoc, and they don't do it at the last minute. They set stuff up well in advance of it needing to be in place. They set it up well in advance. This is why they standing up these space forces. This is why they getting y'all minds prepped for these alien invasions. They know what's coming. They have astrologers that give them these forecasts for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15, sometimes 20 years out. These astrologers help them to plan. This is why you heard the saying, millionaires study science, billionaires study astrology. This is why you've heard that saying. So now, on to this part, and I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to read some comments, get off here. Brothers, why did I call us out? Fellas, why did I call us out? There is, I told y'all I was going to show y'all this little clip of this Moonbeam thing. Let me show it to you to set the stage. Let me show it to you to set the stage. Hang on here. I'm just going to show this from my phone here. I'm going to put it up to the screen. Moonbeam Saraki. Where is it? Let me see. Dr. Moonbeam Show. Okay. Let's see. Okay, y'all. Let me show y'all this.
Greetings, family. Thank you. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for being even worried about me. And thank you for caring. Thank you for all the love you've shared. A week ago, I went through a crazy spiritual attack. It is something that I had seen happening 3 weeks before it happened, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to manifest. I had actually been invited to Nairobi for a Pan-Africanist award. And I was warned, by our fellow activists that sounded like a Gaba plot. So I canceled that plan. But last Friday, a friend called me to go to Mombasa. And many things happened. A lot of the things that people are saying didn't happen, family. I was not taken by Nabi and his people, although I came this close. So a random friend invited me to go to Mombasa for my sherehes. At some point, something was put in my drink or in his drink or in both our drinks.
All right, that's all on the show. That's all on the show. Y'all can go watch that. That's from her Instagram page, Dr. Moonbeam Show. Okay, or you can go to her Dr. Moonbeam Show YouTube channel, whatever. I've been following her since she was doing Wake Up Africa. She used to do the Africa Diaspora News back in Africa Diaspora News is a different channel. I forget that brother's name, but she was doing Africa and Diaspora News back. I've been watching her since 2019, 2018, something like that. And so she used to just cover news, but then she started getting into more spiritual things. And why did I show y'all that little bit of a clip? That is the type of thing. Dr. Moonbeam, I love her channel. I love her energy. I love her fervor. I love her zeal. But she's not married, y'all. She's not married. And I'm not, why do I say that? Why I'm saying that is because the types of things that happen like that, they don't happen as easily. I'm not saying they cannot happen. Let me get this off of here. They don't happen as easy. I felt like I was shouting. They don't happen as easily when a woman has a powerful male accompanying her, a powerful, vigilant male, a male that's got that soldierly type of energy about him. Where like, Ma, you want to go somewhere? Okay, look, either, hey, I'm picking up something that says maybe we shouldn't do this, or hey, you can go there. I got your back. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Look, I've been telling y'all about this show on Amazon Prime Video for a while. It's called The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time has these powerful spiritual female energies called Aes Sedai. They're called Aes Sedai, and they got different spiritual gifts based on whatever color that they wear. But they have these powers, and they're able to manipulate energy, and they can manipulate, they can move physical objects. They can actually fight using their spiritual power. But anybody who knows anything about spiritual activity knows that when you are praying heavily, or you are manifesting, or you are, as we used to say in church back in the day, laying before God for something to happen, you get drained physically. I know this from personal experience of working in the ER. I've shared those stories with y'all. I shared the story of when I had to sit with a psych ward patient while waiting for the psych hospital escorts to come to the ER and take her down to the psych hospital, and what happened. I'm not going to repeat that on here for time's sake. But when I got done with that spiritual wrestling match, I literally felt like I had just finished running 5-10 miles. I was exhausted. Okay. Same thing when we had a baby come in. I'm not gonna get emotional. I just, the kids, man, I love the kids. I don't know. But we had this little baby come in whose mom had been in a car accident, and she didn't have the baby in the car seat, and the baby got thrown around the inside of the car. And they brought that baby to the inside the ER, and they needed to get an IV started on that baby, and they couldn't get a vein. And they brought the neonatal unit down, and everybody's trying to get an IV started on this baby because the baby started seizing, and their his pressure started fluctuating, and he was looking like he was about to crash. And I'm in that room in the ER with them, and all I could do was hold that little baby's foot and pray. And I'm praying inside, but with my mouth, I'm just speaking words of encouragement. I'm like, you're gonna be okay, little fella. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. He's laying there in his diaper, nothing but a diaper on, and they're trying to get this IV started on him. And they got the little cardiac monitor things on him, monitoring his pulse and heart rate and all of this stuff. And excuse me, y'all. It's something with the kid, man. In them 4 years I worked in the ER, the thing that got me the most was kids. Just I don't like to see kids hurt, man. It's just something about it. But anyway, and this was a baby. Like the baby probably didn't even know he's in the world. I don't even think he was a year old, maybe a year or some change. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not gonna tell y'all that whole story because I get choked up sometimes. Anyway, I'm sitting there saying, you're gonna make it, little fella, you're gonna make it. And I got my foot on his foot saying you're gonna make it, but inside I'm praying, I'm talking to God, and I'm like, you got to come through, Father. You got to come through. He's crashing. He's going down. They're trying to get this line. Nobody can get a line in him. They're going down to the smallest catheter, the smallest needle and catheter they can to try to push it into a vein, and they can't get a vein. They fishing for him, and then the baby starts seizing, and his little hand's doing this right here. His hand's doing this right here, and so I put my finger in between where his hand was, and it's squeezing my finger, and I said, Father, I said, I've been praying for about 15, 20 minutes here, and I don't even know if you hear me. I said, you got to show me a sign. I said, if you hear me, Father, I said, let this baby seizing stop. And that baby said, and he stopped seizing. And I was like, all right, now I know you hear me. So I started praying for other things and just manifesting other things. And then they finally got that line in. But finally they got that IV started and got that life-giving fluid in that baby, and then they were able to air evac him out of there. But man, y'all, I get a little choked up with that story every time I replay it in my mind. But in the midst of me talking to this baby, and I'm like, come on, little fella, you're gonna make it. Y'all, I kid you not. It's almost like I went into another realm, because that mother effing nurse standing next to me that they brought over from, I forgot what unit she came over from. Y'all, I kid you not. I was like, did anybody else hear her say that? Like, yo, she was standing to my right. And I said, come on, fella, you're gonna make it. And y'all, she's literally to my right. Let me see, which I would have been her left. I said, you're gonna make it. I'm over here. She's right here. I'm over here. I said, you're gonna make it. She says, no, he's not. I said, yes, he is too. Yeah, I can't make this stuff up. This woman, like, she had a demon in her. She was like, no, he's not. Yo, man, I seen some stuff, man. I seen some stuff working in that ER. But anyway, I say all of that to say, when they finally got that baby out of there and off to the evac them down to the nearest neonatal ICU, we didn't have one in the hospital. They had sent him to another medical center. I went back to that break room, y'all, to the nurses' lounge, and I just collapsed into that chair. And I felt like I had just finished carrying a 150-pound sack of sand up a hill. So I'm here to tell y'all, spiritual work taxes you physically. It taxes you physically. So I know I took y'all all the way around the block to get you to the house next door. In this show, these Aes Sedai, they doing this physical stuff, and you would think, well, man, these women are so powerful, they don't need anybody, but they got these male warders that are skilled with swords, spears, or whatever physical weapon, because they know that spirit. So what I ascertained from watching that is that spiritual work is physically draining, and you've only got so much juice you can put into something, and then you're depleted. So these guys, their job is to keep other men from attacking these women while they're doing their spiritual work. And they're good at it too. How that song Regulators say? Regulators, they some regulators. They know how to use a piece of steel. They're damn good too. That's them warders. They're called warders. And warders, I guess they ward off other males that would attack these females. So I say all of that to say, fellas, what is the significance of this time we're in right now? Neptune is entering the sign of Aries in a week. Okay, in a week and about a week. In about a week. Yeah, 7 days from now. Neptune is entering into the sign of Aries. What does that mean? That means a lot of these divine feminine spiritual upgrades are going to be kicking in, and these women are going to get more spiritual power. But remember what I said earlier on. When you're getting toward the end of the war, the enemy that wants to hold on to power throws everything they can at certain individuals. Now, y'all understand something. Back in the day when they had these Salem witch hunts and all of this stuff, and they were going after these women with these God-given spiritual gifts, like Bernadette, well, y'all go check out Hosea 4:6. Y'all check her out. Shout out, put your channel in there again for me, Bernadette. Yo, I just watched the video that she dropped where she was breaking down that passage of scripture from the book of Acts, where there was the girl that had the spirit of divination. The Bible calls it a spirit of divination. But when you understand, and my mom was trying to explain it to me, and I was like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And then I watched Bernadette's video, and I was like, that's what my mom was trying to tell me. This girl had this God-given gift. And let me see if I can find that scripture for y'all, for those of y'all that don't know that story. It comes from the book of Acts. I think it's the 2nd chapter. Somebody can put it in the chat if you know what it is. Let's see. Acts 16. Okay, that's Acts 16. Let me go there real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna share the story with y'all and get off here, because it's very important, fellas, that we pay attention to what's going on. And I say over the next 11 months, and I'm gonna tell you why again before I get off of here. 16. Let's see. Okay, let's start at 16 and 14. Let's do that. Let me share this to the screen. All right, Acts 16 and 14. And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped God, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. And when she was baptized and her household, she besought us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. Pardon me, y'all. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Don't miss that. Which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Now, religion has spun soothsaying like it's something evil, but when I broke down the etymology of sooth, it pretty much boils down to truth. So these people with these spiritual gifts, a soothsayer is a truth teller, a truth sayer. They made it evil but they flip everything, right? They flip everything. So let me read that again. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. You know what? I'm being guided to show y'all this real quick. Let me switch it up. Let me show y'all this real quick, because I know somebody watching probably going to be like, okay. This is the etymology of soothsayer. Y'all watch this. So y'all know it ain't coming from Matt. So y'all know Matt ain't pulling it out as fifth point of contact. Soothsayer. This is from etymonline.com. From the mid 14th century. Soothsayer or Zob Zigeri Kentish. Quote, one who speaks truth, a candid advisor, a sense now obsolete. Okay, what they turned it into is fortune teller, one who claims to foretell the future. So they made it something evil when in its origins, it was simply one who spoke the truth candidly, an advisor, a candid advisor. All right, now I needed to say that. Now let's get back to this. And then we're going to read some comments, y'all, and wrap up with this final commentary. And it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination, this is verse 16, Acts 16 and 16, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain money by soothsaying. The same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High God, which show unto us the way of salvation. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her. And he came out the same hour. And when her masters saw that the hope of their gains or their money was gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers, and brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city, and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. Now, let me explain to y'all, and thank you again, Bernadette, for dropping that powerful video. Y'all, please go check that video out that she did breaking this down. Y'all got to watch it. She did her homework on it. Bernadette is the real deal. She's the truth untold. She a Scorpio. You know, Scorpios gonna get the tea. They're the investigators of the Zodiac. They're gonna get to the bottom and find the truth. All right, y'all, please go check that out. Now, why is that important? You got to understand, y'all, nothing is random. Nothing randomly happens. Everything is done for a purpose. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I got from it after I watched her video and connected the dots back with what my mother was telling me. That girl had a spiritual gift, but it was being abused by people who were controlling her and making money off of her gift. So I believe that the Most High had Paul and Silas go through that area just so that girl can see them. They ultimately became the freedom of that girl. They said cast a spirit out of her. What spirit? It didn't go into detail, but let me tell y'all what I saw. They didn't cast a spirit of divination out of her because that ability to see and tell the truth was a gift that was given to her prior to birth. She didn't learn it. That was a gift. And what was she doing? She was telling the truth about who they were. But they didn't want to be called out because they knew how dangerous it was. So, but by her calling them out and them turning around and taking revenge, which the Most High knew they were going to do, it set her free from those who were manipulating and controlling her. So they, in effect, became warders that protected the spiritual gifts of this girl. Now, I'm sure that ultimately what happened was they broke the spell that she was under. She didn't realize that she was being used. Okay. So when it says that spirit came out of her, perhaps the spirit that came out of her was whatever spell they had her under that had them controlling her and making money off of her. He couldn't pray a gift out of her that was given to her by God. She told the truth. She wasn't lying on them. See what I'm saying? So I use that as an example. These men ultimately served as protectors for this divine feminine energy and gift that this girl had. Now you take it back to the Salem witch trials where people that had these same gifts were called witches and were tried and burned at the stake. Show me an account of one of these women having a husband, a strong man that happened to. What does the scripture say? The scripture says no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods lest he first bind the strong man. That means you got to beat that strong man to get at what he got. You got to beat him. If he got that divine masculine strength in him and he's anointed with strength, you're not going to beat him. So why is this important now for today? Well, because Saturn and Neptune are not going to join together and activate that second Esdras 6 and 18 scripture at least until February of next year. That's 11 months away. So guess what? What is going to happen when this Neptune comes online with Aries, and then Saturn comes online with Aries later, though they're not together, because by the time Saturn moves into Aries in the summer, Neptune will be at 1 degree. So it's not going to be at that 0 degree. It will have moved at that point. Okay. It's going to go back into Pisces and then go retrograde. And they both are going to be at that 0 degree mark next year. But what that tells me is this. These spiritual gifts are going to be upgraded. Why? Because Aries is the ruler of the house of self. Neptune is that planet of spirituality. So you're going to see an activation of these spiritual gifts. The divine feminine energy in the earth is rising. So what's happening now? I showed y'all the video of Dr. Moonby. There are other spiritual sisters out there that are breaking down the Angie Stone thing and talking about how she was gone after because she got tired of them taking her money. These are women who do not have that divine masculine protection. So we're entering a phase, at least for the next 11 months, where these forces of darkness, they're going to be coming at, this is my prediction, and I ain't trying to scare nobody, but I think they're going to be coming for these women with these spiritual gifts. So, man, you got to bone up. What does that look like? Am I saying you got to go to physical war with somebody? No, you don't have to. The scripture says the word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword. And guess what? Word proceeds from the 5th chakra. The 5th chakra is a masculine energy zone. So it's going to be far more pronounced in a man than it is a woman. This is why a male drill sergeant in the Army or Marine Corps barks a little bit louder than a female drill sergeant. When as a man, you hear a female drill sergeant, you be like, she sound annoying. But when that dude says, fall in at close interval, dress right, dress, ready, front, left, face, group, attention. It's got a different, to it. Look at them videos where the mama fussing at the kids and then the daddy coming in. The daddy ain't even got to raise his voice. Didn't your mama say sit down? When a man, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all seen the videos where a man trying to do something to a woman, he drunk or something, doing something to a woman in public or something, the girls be like, leave her alone, y'all leave her. What happened when the dude roll up? Yo, homie, what you doing with that? Energy changes. It takes a man to check a man. It takes a man to check a man. So all you got to do, fellas, is use your voice. You can protect these women with your word. You can protect these women by speaking boldly and with authority. When you see it, say something. And don't wait for something to happen. Get on your platforms and do what I'm doing right now. And say, try to come for these sisters if you want to. 11 months, fellas. When Saturn and Neptune meet together at that 0 degree Aries, your work is over. Your shift is over. You ain't got to do nothing then. Mama Saturn coming through. Mama Saturn can't be touched. That's that energy of karma. Mama Saturn with that Neptune, that's the Most High coming across the bridge. That's the Most High coming across the bridge. Okay, now we together at that 0 degree. You got two powerful energies. The energy of spirituality coming with the energy of karma at that 0 degree. Y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. Something didn't want me to come on here and do this video tonight. I got dog-tired, y'all, about 10 minutes before I was supposed to go live. And I was this close to switching the date on this video to tomorrow. And I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I already know what this is. We ain't doing that. We going live tonight. This is the part of the video somebody didn't want to hear. Fellas, y'all got to stand up. Y'all got to start standing up for these. Y'all got to start standing up for these sisters, man. And I ain't just saying sisters. I ain't trying to make it ethnic because it's some non-sisters with spiritual gifts too. I know many of them. But a lot of them out here by themselves. A lot of them out here by themselves because it's some weak dudes coming through doing what they do and leaving them by themselves. Why do you think the system has gone so hard to separate men and women? Why do you think a lot of these states, like the one I'm from, my mother tells me all the time, The state always sanctioning in, hey, look, I'll tell you what, we'll give you this amount of money in food stamps, and we'll give you this amount of money in welfare, and we'll give you Medicaid, and this, we'll take care of the kids, we'll take care of all you got, but it can't be a man there. If there's a man in that house, we can't give you any of these government benefits. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? That is to separate that water from that woman that potentially got them spiritual gifts. Why do you think they promote, these social media platforms promote women going at each other? Because if y'all going at each other with all this and y'all competing with each other, when y'all should be combining your spiritual gifts like them Aes Sedai on Wheel of Time. Y'all watch the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime Video. They're in season 3 right now. It's a good show. Minus some of that -1 plus -1 that I see on there, which I could do without. They got a little bit of -1 plus -1 and a little bit of +1 plus +1. I could do without that, but it's not overt. Thank God, because I couldn't watch the show if it were. They got a little bit of that theme in there, but aside from that, don't miss the meat. It's a collective force. It's a unit. That Aes Sedai, that female Aes Sedai with them spiritual gifts, paired with that male water, with that them combat skills out the wazoo. That's a whole complete unit. That dude with that sword, he fighting everybody off while she doing her spiritual work. When she done, then boom, if he start getting weak, she can break camp for a minute, be like, bam, send a little energy over there, knock them people off of him to get him off, then he back. Somebody try to roll up on her while she's in a ball doing her little spiritual work. He come over there. Nah, you ain't touching mommy. You ain't touching mommy. She doing something right now. She doing something for the good of mankind. I can't let you get at mommy. No, I can't let you get at mommy. I can't let you get at mommy. She doing something right now. That's the energy we got to be in, fellas. We got to bring it back. We got to bring it back, fellas. This world is going to be good for everybody, but this is the last stand coming up. Y'all mark my word, man. These next 11 months is going to be kind of crazy. But stay high vibrational and stand up in your authority. You got to speak, fellas. That's all you got to do. When that man barked, let me tell you something, man. Dudes, one day wifey was like, she hit me up. I was around the corner or something, getting ready to come up with something. And she was like, hey, it's a dude walking in. Y'all know how they do some of these neighborhoods. They let these people out and they trying to sell you something or whatever. I was like, I got it. Came through. All I did was stand outside. The dude was going, he was making his way down. He just went to the house next door. He came by there. I was just standing there looking at him. He looked. I was like, I preempted him. I was like, hey, yo, bro, we ain't buying nothing over here, man. We ain't buying nothing. He's like, oh, okay, bro, cool. It's cool. It takes a man to stand a man up, but you got to be a man. You got to be a man. And there's something that comes out of that 5th chakra when it's spirit powered too. Let me say that. There's something that comes out of that 5th chakra when it's spirit powered. That's all you got to do. I ain't telling you take up. No, I ain't about that. That's coming anyway. Y'all said it. For those of y'all who've been on since the beginning of the video, you already know what happened on this soil 165 years ago, the last time Neptune was in Aries. 1860. It kicked off the Civil War. It's some coming, y'all. It's some coming, but I ain't worried about it. You know why? I'm going to show you why. This last scripture, and I'm going to get ready to get out of here. It's time to stand up, fellas. That voice, a woman can't use her voice like a man can. She can't. That's a masculine energy zone. So it's going to be more powerful. Even though a female got a throat chakra too, it's more powerful than a man. Just like the sacral chakra is a feminine energy zone. So I don't care how quote unquote fine a girl tell you are, fellas, you're never going to be sexier than a woman. Because sexiness is a product of the sacral chakra, and that's a feminine energy zone. You're never going to look better in a suit than a woman looking at dress and some heels. Never. 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 You're never going to be more intuitive than a woman, fellas. We got intuition too, but you're never going to be more intuitive than a high vibrational woman who's tapped in. That 6th chakra, that's a feminine energy zone. Let me get off of that. What was I getting ready to show y'all? Golly, man, I didn't see this. What I do. This is what I do, man. Oh, jeez. What was I getting ready to show y'all, man? I was about to show y'all a passage of scripture, and now I can't remember what it was. Jeez, what was I going to say? I said the next 11 months, I said the voice, the throat chakra. Gee whiz, maybe I wasn't supposed to show it. It was powerful too. I came off of it that fast, y'all. It might come back to me. Let me read some comments. If it don't come back, then I wasn't supposed to say it. But I'm telling y'all, these next 11 months after this, you ain't gonna have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing. It's gonna be the shift over. The shift is gonna be over. They come and just be ready, y'all. Just be ready. No man can enter into a strong man's house unless he first bind up the strong man. This is why they want separation between men and women. This is why they keep promoting certain themes and now pushing them to children. Y'all remember what I said? It takes a +1 and a -1 to bring 0 in. 0 is the God energy. That's why certain types of unions, a +1 and a +1, or a -1 and a -1. I don't care what nobody say. People be talking about, oh, God's love, love's love. That ain't got God in it. It's math. A -1 and a -1 is a -2. A +1 and a +1 is a +2. Where the 0 at? A -1 and a +1 is a 0. That's God energy. It take a man vibrating at a certain frequency paired with a woman vibrating at a certain frequency to give you that God energy. And you know what? Somebody may not like this, but there's a video I saw some years ago where this guy did the homework. He said forced monogamy. This is why I don't like labels. The 7th house don't need no label. That's the house of partnership. The 7th house don't need no label. Okay, you can look at 7th house synastry and see who's supposed to be with who. You can look at that. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that tonight. But forced monogamy, that came from the church, the Catholic Church in the 1500s. The guy broke it down. Now, why do you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you think that is? There's more women than there are men. There's more women than there are men. So guess what? That's less of these. That's more unprotected potential spiritual threats to this kingdom of darkness. They don't want it. They don't want it. If we can leave these women unprotected and put the fear of God in them with these Salem witch trials, which I ain't read one account of a married woman being called a witch and stoned. Not unless they got her husband out of there. I'll be damned if look, please. He said 1 can chase 1,000. 5 of y'all out there? He said 1 can chase 1,000. Y'all 996 short. Y'all need 1,001. I'm going to turn it to a monster in this mother. I'm going to turn it to a monster. And all of y'all fellas watching me got that energy. Tap into it. He said 1 can chase 1,000. If you come with 5, you 996 short. You come with 1,001. I'm like, damn, they won over the top. They got me. That's the kind of boldness you got to have. It's in there. It's locked up in that DNA. Them 10 strands, they're not junk. They're not junk DNA. They just deactivated. If you got to unlock them other 10, trust me, they will unlock. I ain't even mean to get this hype tonight, fellas. But I wanted to end with us because we got a job to do. Just for 11 months. That's it. Just for these next 11 months from this time right here until February next year. After that, you can turn it like we used to do in the military. You can go turn your weapon back into the arms room. We done. Most High got it then. Most High got it from there. That's what I was going to show you. I knew it was going to come back. This is why Matt ain't worried right here. Let me show y'all something. This is why Matt ain't worried right here. I knew it was going to come back. Thank you, Father. I knew it was going to come back. Here we go. Let me show you this right here. This is why Matt ain't worried. Now I'm going to read the comments after this, y'all, and we're going to wrap up because I could do this all night. Y'all know it. Y'all know I could do this all night. All right, let me share this. Protect these women, fellas. Protect these women. Jeremiah 30:8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his... 6, Matt. 6. 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask you now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time, so that none is like it. Pay attention to that part. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. No days like this before the event is coming, and none after the event is coming. We're at the beginning of a new 36,000 year cycle. I broke this down in other videos, y'all. Aries is the beginning of the astrological new year on the earth. But in the heavens, Aquarius is the beginning of the astrological new year. It's moving in the same direction, but the perspective is different. It's moving in the same direction, but the perspective is different. From the top down, if it's moving clockwise, and then from the bottom up, it's moving counterclockwise. Looking at it. We're at the beginning of a new 36,000 year cycle. Pisces is always a swing point. It's the end. Pisces is the end that leads to the new beginning. On Earth, Aries is the new beginning. In the cosmos or in the heavens, Aquarius is. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. Did they say this is the dawning of the age of Pisces? No. Pisces is the end. Aries is the beginning on the earth. Aquarius is the beginning in the cosmos. That's why the North Node moves the opposite direction. That's why the North Node moved from Aries and now it's in Pisces. And it's going to go from Pisces to Aquarius in 2026. That's why. That's why. Let me keep reading. Let me go back. Verse 6. Ask you now and see whether a man doth travail a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who? Jacob. This is why I told you your pastors, if they teaching prophecy and identity, they're failing you. He said Jacob are going to be saved out of it. Who's Jacob? The seed of Jacob. The seed of Jacob. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. I broke down the word stranger in the concordance. It means foreigner or immigrant. Y'all put that where it goes. Y'all put that where it goes. This is it, y'all. We at the end of the shift. We're at the end of the shift. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world to come. This stuff, this working and slaving for people, and you barely making enough to, you making a whole lot of money, but you working all the time, so you can't enjoy it. Those are two different. Those are two dichotomies. Either you barely making ends meet, or you making a grip, but you working all the time, so you can't enjoy it. That's the slaving. That's that verse 8 gonna kick in. You got no business slaving for food. The earth freely gives. Why are you buying it? You should be trading it at best. The earth freely gives. Everything that a man could need is provided underneath that firmament. You buying fresh water when water is freely given by the Most High. You ever see an animal? You ever see a deer in the forest taking his mouth, his muzzle, and paying another deer something in order to get some water, to drink some water? Hey, this is my water well right here. If you want some, you got to pay me 5 mouthfuls of grass. No. The earth freely gives. Somewhere along the line, we got deceived into working for stuff that the Most High provides for us. It's leaving. That's going away. Verse 8 again. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers will no more serve themselves with him. Boom. That's why Matt ain't worried. Y'all got a little bit of time left, fellas. Finish strong. Finish strong. These are championship rounds. Those of y'all that watch boxing, you know what that means. These are the championship rounds. Finish strong. Finish strong. You ahead on the cards, don't get knocked out. You ahead on the cards, don't get knocked out. Finish strong. You know what that means? When you're ahead on the cards, you don't want to be running away and showing that you ain't trying to fight no more. The judges don't like that either. But at the same time, don't do nothing stupid. Keep putting them hands on them. Keep doing what you did to get up on the cards. Keep doing that. If you're in a tennis match, keep doing what you did to get up in the tennis match. Don't adjust, make him adjust to you. Fellas, use that sword. Speak. Speak. They know. Trust me. A man know when he's dealing with a man. A woman know when she's dealing with a man. Be a man. How do they know you're a man? By what comes out of your mouth. Moonby shouldn't be doing no video like that. She shouldn't have to go out and worry about somebody dropping something in her drink. Where's that masculine energy that's got her back? Where's that at? She shouldn't have to go out worrying about, I thank all praises to the Most High, she made it out of there and she didn't get, y'all watch the rest of the video. Y'all look at her work. She got a lot of enemies over there. The Sibyls are back. The Sibyls are back. Them Sibyls got a lot of power, but guess what? They need physical protection because they're spiritual beings in a physical realm. Men dominate the physical realm. Women dominate the spiritual realm. They're the ones that help to bring the spiritual into the physical realm. Just like being a mother. How about that? How about that? How about that? Are you going to let somebody roll up on a pregnant woman? You going to let somebody roll up on your pregnant woman? It ain't happening. Ain't happening. Not no real man. 11 months, fellas. 11 months. We're going to see some themes. And a lot of us going to get these spiritual upgrades too. But these Sibyls are back. Y'all go look at Bernadette's work on her channel. No Hosea 4 and 6. She dropped it in there. Y'all go and look at her channel. The Sibyls are back. The Sibyls are back. I wouldn't be surprised if she got 0-degree placements in her chart. I wouldn't be surprised. Y'all, fellas, we got work to do. Ladies, y'all know what y'all doing. Listen, Neptune, Saturn, and the 0-degree, why 2025 could be one of the most intense years in centuries. I'm done. I'm going to read the comments and we out of here, fam. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Let me read the comments and we out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's video. If you did, please tap that like button for me, okay? And if you're new to the channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, hit that subscribe button and make sure that your notification bell is set to all so you'll be notified when Matt D. Talford drops new content. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, 1860 Civil War, I did all of that. All right, 030, yep, okay. Hot shot. Okay, let's read, let's start there. Hot shot said, I was studying today about that, about the I am that I am and Sophia. Sophia is wisdom. She was her before all creation. Thank you for adding that, hot shot. Thank you. Thank you. Bella said, no wonder we've been dreaming more often. Absolutely. I know I've been dreaming. Listen, when you're dreaming, sometimes you're not even dreaming. You're astral traveling. And sometimes you're seeing the future well in advance. All right. I wonder if he was 0 degrees. Probably. Never know. Never know. Never know. Never know. Okay, so y'all watch Dr. Movie's channel. Good. Y'all know what she is. Okay, Lady Daggestad said, I just started watching House of David. It's entertaining. It's entertaining, but you got to be careful because it's a subtle attempt to proselytize. It's a subtle attempt to proselytize. Y'all watch the video I did breaking that down. They'll say, oh, no, it's just entertainment. Okay, so why you? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Stay in the comments, Matt. What's up, Dwight? What's up, bro? What's up, man? Tell them about that Willie G. He had, yep. All of that. And the chicken's coming home to roost now, sadly. Stellian, what's up? Just tuning in. I'm a bit behind, but my son, whose birth was out of body for me, has 0 degrees, Aries moon. Okay, so you already know. You already know. That's pure source energy. I'm 0 degree placements. That's pure source energy. That's beautiful, Stellian. Keep your eye on him. He's special. Them 0 degree placements are special, but you got to keep them high vibrational because guess what? Just like in Star Wars, when you special, the dark side want to use you. So you got to, when you training them up, the scripture says, train up a child in the way they should go. When they get older, they won't depart from it. Don't think it ain't some agencies out there that's looking at birth charts when certain children come in the world. Don't think they ain't cataloging some of this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all. But yeah, keep them high vibrational, train them up in the way they should go. They special when they got that 0 degree. They special. Don't let them fall to the don't let them fall into the vices of wicked men or wicked women too. Let me say that too, because that Jezebel spirit getting up in there too. That's the other thing, ladies, sisters with these spiritual gifts, y'all gonna have to watch out for it too. Because there's some hating crooked letter Jezebel spirits that don't like your light either. It's some hating ASS women that don't like your light either. So you ain't just dealing with hating men, you're dealing with hating women too. Yeah, but y'all got them. Don't let them pull y'all down into their vibrational frequency range. Remember, I told you the only time the dark side can deal with you when you're high vibrational is to get you to come down to their level. Don't do it. Fellas, we got y'all. We keep the men folk off of y'all. We keep the men folk off of y'all. Y'all got the power to deal with the ladies. Them Jezebels. And let me say this part too, because I didn't say this. I'm glad I'm saying this now. Ladies, sisters, y'all got a job to do too. As y'all are getting these spiritual upgrades, y'all gotta put them spiritual prayers. Y'all gotta put them prayers and manifestations and spiritual covering over these high vibrational divine masculines too. Because I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience. I'm here to tell you, okay? There's not a day I don't go out of my house. I'm here to tell you, okay? They out there, y'all, and they're very tempting. They're very tempting. I'm being extremely transparent when I'm saying this. The devil know what you like. He know what you like, and he sent it after you. Especially when you're a man out here doing the real work. I ain't talking about no religious pastor. I'm talking about the dudes who out here dropping this truth, doing the spiritual work, being in their combined divine masculine, divine feminine energy, firing on all 7 chakras. These dudes is out here firing in all 7 chakras. They got a certain look to them too. Light produces beauty. So when you walking in light, you a beautiful man too. Guess what? The Jezebel coming for you too, fellas. So don't be tempted. Women, y'all got a job to do too. Y'all got to be, I see you, cover that up. I can tell y'all some stories. From back in the day. I'll share this one with y'all real quick. There's a certain event that me and Boss Lady went to years ago. It was back in the 90s. And I ain't saying no, I don't want to, give the venue or none of that. But there was somebody I saw across the room, and she was in there with her boss man. Let me say that. She was in there with her boss man, but he worked in the room, and she holding her drink, and she ain't missed a blink at me. She ain't missed a blink. And she was very voluptuous. Very voluptuous. And she made sure the jacket was open. Whenever she was like catching my eye and just kind of sashaying, if I turned this way, she made sure she came across that way. Real story, y'all. Real story. But guess what? When her boss man came up, he said, hey, babe, check. She covered him right up. Oh, yeah. As soon as he left, it comes right back open. I'm like, is this? I could bring my brother on here right now and tell you about what happened to us in an IHOP. In an IHOP. With us. Let me stop. I can tell you, they coming for the fellas too. So ladies, y'all got a job to do too. Y'all got to keep them, yeah. Because their whole job is to get the brother in a trap, and then he loaded them. Now he can't do what he came here to do. He caught up now. So y'all got a job to listen. This is yin yang energy. We cover each other. Our job is to keep them abusive, dark masculine energies off of y'all. Y'all job is to keep them seductive, dark feminine energies off of us. Why do you think, I'm glad this is coming up, y'all, because I thought about this earlier. I told you I didn't do no notes. I'm coming straight off the dome, straight off the cap. Why do you think religion has women, a lot of these religions have these women dressing like being quaint and like no makeup? The church establishment I came up in, no makeup, no earrings. They can't wear no lipstick, a lot of head coverings, no nail polish, none of that. They can't wear no pants. Why do you think they did that? It wasn't so this she can be chaste and presentable to God. No, it's because it then makes that man susceptible to somebody who does do all of that stuff, because that stuff looks good. There's people that don't like it. I know their brothers that be like, man, I don't like a girl no makeup on. Guess what? A lot of us do. Some of y'all be looking like a whole buffet. I'm just saying it. Y'all beautiful, and I ain't got no problem telling somebody. I'll tell them. My mother raised me that way. She said, listen, if you think somebody beautiful, tell them. You never know. That could be lifting their day up. They could have had a hard day. My mother raised me like that when I was a little boy. Think she's pretty? Tell her she's pretty. You never know what that's going to do for her. So that's teaching that came from my mother. So I say that to say, why do you think religion did that? If you take that spouse of that male and bring her into, you bring her to where she ain't competitive with the competition coming from the dark side, it's going to make that dude vulnerable. It's going to make him vulnerable. That's why the patriarchy did that. That is exactly why the patriarchy did that. We're supposed to be in the image and likeness of God. You think God looked plain? If you think God looked plain, put that in the chat. You think on a scale of 1 to 10, he's going to be looking like a 4? What, a competition of 10? Put that in the chat. Man, look here. Anyway, let me get off of that. Let me get back in these comments, y'all. I'm dropping these jewels, and I told y'all I was coming with no notes. I wanted everything to come off the dome. This is straight crown chakra energy right now. Straight crown chakra. I ain't got no notes in front of me. Got that one. Okay, so yeah, that was from the Book of Jasher. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you. I used to like Serena until I woke up. What happened? Hot Shot? What happened with Serena? Oh, never mind. I already know. Never mind. Divergent. Exactly. That was a good movie series too. Jupiter, Aries, 0 degrees and 59 minutes. Wow. That's a great placement too. Jupiter, That means your gifts coming straight from the Most High, and they could be in it. They could show up in any way, shape, or form. That's a great placement. Beauty of core physics. That is a great placement. Bella said he can't keep up. This dude is too based. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is or what that means. High priestess. The high priestess, not usually married, no kids usually. Okay, all right, interesting. Interesting enough. Everybody got a job to do. Yep. The negativity. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that Lady Dag status. Healing intentions, 100 on, baby. Thank God. Some of them nurses shaking my head. Yeah. That was crazy, Bella. That was crazy. That was really crazy. Uranus is 0 degree. Venus is 0 degree. Pluto and Mercury nodes 0 degree. Chiron 0 degree. I'm confused, to be honest. Don't worry, it'll come to you. It'll come to you, JoJo. It'll come to you. You may need to hit me up offline for a natal chart review, natal chart assessment. Hit me up. Hit me up if you need some because I can help you with the clarity on that. So just hit me up offline. It does tax you, man. Talk about it does. It does. It does. I believe you, brother. We are gifted people. The Most High will always come through for us. People, absolutely, absolutely. That positive energy. Yep. Put the link. Oh, I went too far. Link. Workout junkie. Put in the chat what that link was. I was supposed to put in there because I don't remember now. To be honest. Let's see. No. Oh yeah. Anytime, Bernadette. Anytime. I'm always gonna shout somebody out there that's doing that work. Oh, the link to Bernadette's channel. Okay. Thank you, Bernadette. Appreciate you doing that. Soothsayers tell the truth, but we have to be careful. The wicked hope to wear masks and mislead for their identity. Sure do. That's facts. The link only works for the owner's mode. Oh, we don't see the link if you put. Okay, so let me grab it real quick. I'll grab it real quick, y'all. Hang on. I'll grab it real quick. Hang on, fam. I'll get that for you. Let's see. Where is it? You know what? Wait a minute. It should be my history. Let me check my history. Because I just watched this. I believe it was just today, maybe. Hang on. I'll get it. I'll get that link for y'all. And I'll probably put it in the chat. Where is that? Okay, hang on a sec. The Sibyls, my discussion of Sibyls, the ancient African prophetess. Let's see if this is the one. I think that's it. I think this is it. Okay. I think that's it. Let's see. Okay, that's the link to the video. I just put it in the bottom of the chat there, fam. And I will put it in the comments under the video too. All right, so where am I? The link only works. Okay, got that one. Okay. Got it. Let's see. Yes, at no Jose46. Go to and click. Okay, appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate it. Man, y'all are awesome up in here. Y'all are really awesome. I love how y'all help each other. That's awesome. Just trying to share the link to my channel. Okay, I got it. Yup. Got it. This is why they try to emasculate men so much with fear mongering and brainwashing. Yup, you better speak on it, Bella. Better speak on it. Okay, got it. Okay, I just put it in the chat, fam. I did. Okay, let's see. We needed this bit. A lot of spiritual attacks going on out here. Yup. And they're going to intensify, but y'all just stay high vibrational and you'll deflect them. Just stay high vibrational. Do your work. Take your spiritual baths. Go outside. Do your grounding. Spend time in the sun. All of that. Try to eat clean. Try to cut back on the sugar, this sweets and stuff like that. I know that stuff sometimes is soothing because it gives you that temporary dopamine rush when you had a hard day. But that sugar turns into sludge in your bloodstream. So I'm not telling you not to eat it. If you do eat it, you got to double down on that water. You eat a cookie or two. You got to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water. You got to flush it. Thank you. That is the title of the video. I think I put the wrong one in the chat. Let me go to that channel real quick. Thank you for saying that, Bernadette. Hang on a second. I might have put the wrong video in the chat. That's it right there. Copy. Share. Copy there. This is the one. I'm going to put it in the chat here. Okay, there it is right there. Got it. Okay. All right. Let's see. So agree, Matt. And we get called crazy. Whoop. Yep. That's true. That is so true. That is so true. Why aren't you worried about what's to come? Oh, I said that. Yeah, I'm not worried because I know because I'm covered. I'm covered. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. I'm looking. I'm here at work. I'm here at this planet. I'm on this planet at work. When I get off, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Okay. And from the looks of things, it looks like heaven is gonna come here because it looks like we having that 3D, 5D reality split. It ain't just a consciousness split. We're gonna see the reality split. When this thing is done, the righteous ain't gonna see no wicked. They're gonna be like, hey, everybody's cool. What happened? It's in the scripture. What's that? What happened? And the wicked gonna be like, where the righteous to help us? Nah, you ain't gonna be no righteous to help you. Y'all wasn't listening when you had the opportunity. That's the whole premise of the parable of the rich man dying and going to hell, and the rich man and seeing Lazarus. That wasn't about no physical place. That was a parable. That was parabolic. He was foretelling of this 3D, 5D consciousness split. The wicked are gonna be like, where the righteous to help us? To be like, nah, when y'all had an opportunity to listen to him, y'all were scoffing at him. That's the whole premise of that parable. Thank you, Hotshot. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. The Sibyl's the first prophetess of Mami Wata. Yeah, she talked about that book too there, B Royalty. She talked about that book on that channel. So I definitely gotta add that to the read collection, but I got a bunch of books that I've partially read that I haven't finished that I need to catch up on. You are very welcome, Beauty of Core Physics. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really, really, really do. Thank you so much. I'm doing the work that was set before me. I'm doing the work that's set before me. I'm that type of dude. I don't like to leave any work on the table. I don't. Yo, Bella. Oh my gosh, Bella. You too. I want to see your chocolate sundaes, Bella. I want to see your chocolate sundaes. Let us know so we can watch it. Oh man, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Yo, yeah, I'm telling you. A little bit. Not really, not so much. I mean, not so. It was just kind of weird, though. I'm like, are you really doing this? You really doing this? I could tell y'all some stories that are not YouTube friendly. I could give y'all some stories that are not YouTube friendly, but your boy's record remains undefeated. Let me just say that. Remains undefeated. V. Ray Shaw, how do we contact you for natal chart assessment? Email me. Go to my about tab on my YouTube profile and send me an email, talfordarts@gmail.com. That's the way to get to me. If anybody ever fakes, I haven't seen or heard any reports of it, but if anybody ever comes in any comments and says, hey, contact me at this WhatsApp or they spoof my picture, whatever, it ain't me. It ain't me. The only way to contact me, only way to get a natal chart reading from me is to contact me via my email address on my about tab. And it is Talford Arts, TALFO. Just go to my about tab because ain't nobody spoofing nothing. What's on my about tab is my email address. So definitely check that out. Thank you. I don't know much about how to read my chart. Okay, I can definitely help with that. Could definitely help. And by the way, I do tropical. I'm not a Vedic guy. If you want Vedic, you're probably gonna have to go to somebody else. Am I familiar with Vedic? I am, but that's not my stick. That's not my zone is tropical. I deal with the tropical side. So anybody wants a Vedic reading, I could recommend a good Vedic reader that I follow to you, but I don't do the Vedic or Vedic /Eastern /sidereal. It's all the same. So that's all I got, family. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I appreciate everybody's presence here. I appreciate everybody's participation. I love you guys to the moon and back. You guys are awesome. You make this such a rich experience for me. It's not easy to come on here and deliver this content, y'all. You just heard me say a minute ago, I got stage fright out of nowhere like 10 minutes before. And I'm not stage fright, not really. I mean, y'all know, there were forces. Let me just say there were energies that didn't want me to drop this content tonight, and I fought through it. I'm like, nah, we ain't about to do that. I'm getting on here tonight, freestyle. So I know a lot of y'all like the freestyle. Check me out next Friday. I'm going to be going back to playing around again, perhaps with Freestyle Fridays. I used to do Freestyle Fridays as just videos, where I try to do like 5-minute Freestyle Fridays. I got away from that, but I think I want to do Freestyle Fridays with lives where I'm just, again, coming off the crown chakra. But what I want to do is I want to end with something fun. And this coming Friday, most high willing, as some people say, what I want to do is I want to, whatever the random topic is that I'm inspired to do, if I'm inspired at all to do one. Y'all know I do videos when I'm inspired to do them. If I'm not inspired, y'all don't hear from me. That's just how that works. Everything I do, whether I'm writing a book or writing something, an article on my blog or or coming on here doing something, it's divine inspiration. If I'm not inspired, I chill. That's how it works for me. So, but the next Freestyle Friday I do, I'm going to do something fun where I'm going to bring a deck of like spades, cards I use to play spades with, and I'm going to draw a number out. And that number is going to have to, you know what? Someone's telling me to zip it. I'll save it because I never know who's watching me. So it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise. Y'all check me out. Just always watch for the announcements. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure your notification bell set to all so you'll know that when I'm coming on and I'm live or I've uploaded new content. Okay. So that's about all I got. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. You really are. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for your support throughout the years. And yo, let's finish strong, family. Let's finish strong. Y'all be aware when you start getting these more and more vivid dreams, and some of y'all are starting to see your spiritual abilities come online. Remember, it's got to do with that transit. It's got to do with that Neptune hitting that 0-degree transit, and that's going to be the activation of it. It's coming up right after this eclipse, okay? And this eclipse is in the sign of Aries, so we're coming through this portal, y'all. Eclipses are portals. When you come through them, you can't go back through that door. That door closes behind, and that's just the progression of life. That is just the progression of life. When you change from being 10 years old to 11 years old, you can't go back to 10 anymore. You can't. It's the same way with these eclipses. New energies are ushered in, new divine will for the planet. Remember, the scripture said, the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, they and all that dwell therein. This does not belong to us. Okay? We're custodians. That's it. We're custodians. We're visitors. We're vacationers. We're workers. Whatever. We're students. We're teachers. Whatever we came to this earth to do. But it belongs to the Most High. It belongs to the Creator. And as we are ushered through these portals every year, it's just like changing an age. When you have at whatever your birthday is, you can't go back to that previous age. It's the same way with these portals. These are energetic upgrades. Embrace them and be aware of what they do in your life, in your body, in your reality, in your existence. When y'all start seeing these spiritual gifts come online, y'all gonna know. Y'all gonna know. This is a very special time we're in right now. But the other side knows what's happening too. And they're going to throw everything they can at you. Stay high vibrational. Keep the news turned off. Don't get caught up in it. Do not get caught up in what's going on. Just say, you know what? I'm protected come what may. I'm divinely protected. I'm divinely covered come what may. And you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. As for the sleep part, I can't tell y'all what to do about that, okay? Try to listen to some frequencies or something like that. Maybe drink some sleep tea or something like that. Whatever. For those of y'all that's having difficulty with it, I'm in that boat with y'all. A lot of it is the cosmic energy hitting the planet. A lot of y'all are hearing them frequency. A lot of y'all, some people I'm hearing are hearing the Schumann resonance, and they're in tune with it. Just roll with it, y'all. It's above me now, as that guy said in that video, where the lady wanted to get a room and she was trying to apologize for calling him the N-word. He's like, it's above me now. This is above all of us, y'all. We got no control over what happens with the cosmos. All we can do is grow with it. Grow with it, okay? Get in the flow. Because the flow going to take you where you're supposed to go. The question is, do you want to ride in it or do you want to fight against it? Fighting against it is only going to get you where you're supposed to go, tired and beat up and battered looking. Be smooth. Arrive there smooth. Arrive smooth. That's all I got, family. Again, if you're new to the channel and you like being entertained, I was about to say upgraded. If you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, and inspired, hit that subscribe button and make sure that your notifications bell is set to all. And I always say this, tell somebody you love them and mean it. It's never too late to love. Love is eternal. It's never too late to show somebody love. You got to show it, okay? And last but not least, y'all, you will never, ever, ever arrive at the fullness and completion of your destiny if you are not operating in the energy of authenticity. Just be the real you. Will the real you please stand up? Will the real you please stand up? Don't change who you are for anybody. You know, change. If you want to change, then you change. But don't let nobody change you. If you want to change, then change. But don't let anybody change you. You have to be in the energy of authenticity. Authenticity begins with knowing yourself. And you know yourself how? By reading and understanding your natal chart. Once you know yourself, it helps you better understand others. You may not agree with everybody. You may not get along with them. But you can look at that person and say, hey, I didn't create them. I did not create them, so I cannot, everybody's free will. And yeah, you can, somebody's choices with regards to, you be like, low, you don't have to do that. You can call somebody out on their BS, but understand everybody's different. And listen, just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's it. Stay in your lane and be happy. Stay in your lane and be happy. That was a divine download I got a couple of weeks ago. The planets don't try to change each other. The planets all stay on their individual orbits. They interact. Sometimes they come within a certain orb of each other and the energies affect each other. But this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So just stay in your orbit, family. That's all I got. I mean, she said she said I'm about to post that. Will the real you stand up? That is so funny. Thank you, ER. Thank you to everybody who joined here tonight. I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great evening, the rest of the evening, and have a great week. Don't work too hard. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. But if you do it better than I would. All right. I love y'all. Peace.